overdrive. If you want to beat the heat, call Window Nation today. Replacing your old windows can be the most important thing you can do to seal out savage summer swelter and keep cool and comfortable in your home, all while saving money. Right now, Window Nation will give you 2 windows free for every 2 you buy. Plus, you'll put 0 money down, make 0 payments, and pay 0 interest for 2 full years.
And when you buy from Window Nation, you're also getting award-winning customer service, certified professional installation, premium materials, and the best warranty on labor, materials, glass, and window. This Beat the Heat summer sale won't last forever. Call Window Nation right now, 866-90-NATION, or go to windownation.com. Get 2 windows free with every 2 that you buy. No money down, no payments, no interest for 2 full years. Window Nation, 866-90-NATION, or visit windownation.com.
The traffic on the 5s at 3:05. Here's Matt Boyle.
All right, Harrison, here we go. Southbound 65 crash before the dog leg, and that is blocking the right lane here at the moment. There is stop traffic, not quite to 267, but the backup is real. Coming into downtown, southbound 65 stops after 38th Kessler to MLK because what looks to be police activity on the right shoulder, and now northbound 65. That's a medical emergency blocking 2 left lanes at west, backed up to Sherman. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Design it before you buy it with B Window. For a limited time, receive 50% off all products, plus special manufacturer's rebates in 20 months. No interest, no payments. Trust your home to B. I'm Matt Boyle. Follow us on Twitter for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
A little bit of a hazy, smoky sunshine this evening. Temperature is comfortable in the 70s. Clear tonight, low 55. Sunny and warmer Saturday, high 85. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist David James for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Harrison Silcox on the Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. Donald Trump has been indicted for mishandling classified documents at his Mar-a-Lago home. They just flashed a picture I'd never seen before on Fox News of the TV above me, Hammer. He had some of these. This was obviously before the National Archives came in and said, hey, you need to put this in a more secure location, which he did, which Trump obliged, if you remember that whole controversy. But this photo has a bunch of boxes stacked up next to his crapper in the bathroom.
Next to the can?
Next to the toilet.
Would you rather have the classified information next to the can or next to a Corvette in the garage?
Yeah, with a very, what did Donald Trump describe the garage door
Paper
as?
thin.
Paper thin garage door. So, 38 counts. We could go through it one by one. It's a bunch of legal mumbo jumbo. Basically, they're saying he obstructed the investigation, and they're using the Espionage Act to prosecute, which sounds really, really bad. But I don't know what they thought he was intending to do with these classified documents. Was he going to sell them to China?
Right.
Or did they have the nuclear codes on them?
Well, they're giving him a conspiracy charge as well as a false statement. Now, the conspiracy one, that's the big boy here. Obstruction of justice and conspiracy.
Yeah.
So, listen, I think most of us agree this is kind of just going after Donald Trump because they hate him, they don't like him, even though other people are doing the same thing or even worse things like bribery. Wink, wink. Nothing's going to happen there, but they want to go after Donald Trump. With that being said, if we find out that this report that he was showing people the classified documents was a thing, that's going to be a problem. Like if he's showing Stormy Daniels the plans for Iran and then she, rolls it up and spanks his bare ass with it, that's a problem. That's going to be something problematic for Donald Trump.
I just think this whole thing is a witch hunt. I think it's such a coincidence that this falls on the very same day that FBI and Director Wray caved and said, okay, you can see this document with the whistleblower that talks about Joe Biden when he was vice president taking bribes. You can see it. that happens on the same day, an unprecedented indictment of a former president and also somebody that's running for the presidency of 2024. What you have is Joe Biden taking out his political opponents, trying to throw him in jail.
And oh, by the way, the wife of the special counsel happened to be a big donor to Joe Biden and worked on a documentary to talk about how wonderful Michelle Obama was. So there's a lot of weird stuff taking place here. But Donald Trump still didn't miss a tea time. He was out golfing this
Good for
morning.
him.
Out on the links this morning, like a boss, hitting liners. Here is Donald Trump when the news broke last night.
Our country is going to hell, and they come after Donald Trump, weaponizing the Justice Department, weaponizing the FBI. We can't let this continue to go on because it's ripping our country to shreds. We have such big problems, and this shouldn't be one of them. It's a hoax. The whole thing is a hoax, just like Russia, just like the fake dossier was a hoax. You saw the Durham report. You saw the Mueller report. It was all a big hoax. You had 2 impeachments, and they lost and we won. And we had tremendous support. But that was a hoax and a scam. And now they're doing it again. It's just a continuation, 7 years, even after I'm out. But it's called election interference. They're trying to destroy a reputation so they can win an election. I'm innocent, and we will prove that very, very soundly and hopefully very quickly. Thank you very much.
So, Nigel, let me ask you this. If Donald Trump were polling at like 1 or 2%, if he was in Ramaswamy territory here, do you think all of this would be happening?
You mean if he didn't have a shot at getting that GOP nomination?
If he was not the overwhelming front runner.
In fact, just the opposite just happened. I believe that Joe Biden just clinched the GOP nomination for Donald Trump. Look what happened when the thing with District Attorney Bragg in Manhattan, after that all went down with the campaign finance violations. His poll numbers shot through the roof. I can't wait to see this next round of polling. And I think Trump has been done a huge disservice here, but Biden also did him a favor. He's going to get that nomination, quite possibly beat Joe Biden.
Okay, but the argument can be made, and we got into this yesterday with Rob Kendall when he went off the rails. Is this what Joe Biden wants? Joe Biden feels like he can beat Donald Trump, even as much of a train wreck as Biden has been, and the fact that he can't stand up on 2 feet without falling over or speaking gibberish. He's beaten Donald Trump before. Why couldn't he do it again? I think this is exactly what he wants. I think if it's DeSantis, if it's Tim Scott, I think pretty much anybody else, almost anybody else on the Republican side could beat Joe Biden in a general. But there's something about Donald Trump, whether it's the Trump derangement syndrome or whatever it is, people just have it in their head, orange man bad, and they'll vote against him despite the fact that our country, like Donald Trump said, is going to hell right now. Meanwhile, as for Joe Biden, who also has classified documents sitting in his garage next to the bitchin' Corvette. He's got a little bribery scandal going on. Let's see what the Justice Department thinks about all of those things. Nothing. Nada. Zero. Yesterday.
And that's what's going to piss people off, Hammer. That's why I'm saying that he's got the nomination locked up.
Yesterday, Joe Biden was actually trying to be cool and slide off the stage without answering any questions.
Or falling.
Somebody asked him about the bribery scandal. Listen to his answer.
I'm supposed to walk off the stage now. But wait.
The bribery allegation, Congresswoman Nancy Mace says there's damning evidence in the FBI file that you sold out the country. Do you have a response to the congressional Republicans?
Where's the money? I'm joking.
Mr. President,
it's a bunch of malarkey.
Oh, malarkey. We got a malarkey?
We got a malarkey out of the old man.
Where's the money? It's in all those LLCs that you set up.
The various shell accounts that you've set up where you, your freeloading brother, your crackhead son, and a lot of other family members, including grandkids, are getting paid from overseas dignitaries. Even Hillary Clinton is just laughing on social media. She's rubbing it in your face, Nige, that there are rules for these people and there are rules for people like us.
What did she do now?
Well, she's posting on social media, and I think you shared it today on the Twitter feed at Hammer and Nigel. She has the hat, but what about her emails?
But her emails is what the hat says. Here's what she tweeted out 5 hours ago. Bringing this back in light of recent news. Get a limited edition, but her emails hat, and support, she gives a link or whatever, but it's a tongue-in-cheek, sarcastic, but her emails. I mean, that's another aspect of this whole thing that people are forgetting. Hillary Clinton committed the exact same kinds of violations here, and she got off without a hitch. Like in a much larger scope and scale, if you think about, I mean, talk about obstruction, trying to destroy evidence of emails and then turning around and lying about it. And using private email servers to send classified documents back and forth, and Comey said, she clearly had no intent to commit espionage, so we're not going to go move forward with this.
And Comey wouldn't lie, and he wouldn't be full of crap.
But yet that's what they're charging. That's what they're invoking partly with this Espionage Act here for Donald Trump. And intent. By the way, if you get into the weeds and read about this for a little bit, intent is explicitly excluded as an excuse for that statute.
Former Trump aide has also been indicted in this classified document case. They're calling him a co-conspirator. They claim 102 classified documents were removed from Mar-a-Lago. It all comes down to this, though. This is a bitter Attorney General and Merrick Garland. He's ticked off that he never became a Supreme Court justice. He got close, but he never became a justice. So Joe Biden and Merrick Garland have a mutual enemy. It's Donald Trump. And Josh Hawley, the senator from Missouri, he was on fire last night talking about this.
If the president in power can just jail his political opponents, which is what Joe Biden is trying to do tonight, we don't have a republic anymore. We don't have the rule of law. We don't have the Constitution. Our Constitution is built on the basic rule of law and due process, and nobody should be in doubt of what's happening tonight. Joe Biden and his cronies are trying to take out their chief political opponent. This has never happened before in American history. We are in dangerous, dangerous waters, and it is because of Joe Biden.
Joe Biden and his cronies. It's not just Joe. It's the Department of Justice. It's the good time party boys with all the feds. And it's that bitter loser, Merrick Garland. There's a lot of stuff going on here, Matt Bear. Is there a lot of stuff going on the roads?
Oh, yeah. Looking at a medical emergency that just cleared downtown, northbound 65 at West, and we are stopped into the North Split, also stopping the northbound lanes back to Michigan Street at inbound 70s. Stop and go right now, Emerson Avenue to the North Split. We have a crash right now, southbound 65 at Whitestown Parkway. It's blocking two left lanes, backing us up not quite to 267, but it's bad. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Design it before you buy it with B Window. For a limited time, receive 50% off all products plus special manufacturer's rebates and 20 months, no interest, no payments. Trust your home to B. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us on Twitter for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Right now, we've got partly sunny skies, 80 degrees at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Matt Bear, you want to come in here and hang out?
I'm still there.
Come on in. Matt Bear coming in next. We'll all complain and yell about the traffic together, and we'll blame Matt for it. And we'll also put him on the YouTube stream. So jump on that bad boy right now. That's next.
I had to choose between my health or a roof over my baby's head.
Emma was laid off from her job shortly after giving birth to her son, Josiah.
When I got laid off, it was scary, you know?
Emma thought she and Josiah were in an impossible situation. It got even worse when Emma began to feel sick.
I lost my insurance and didn't really have any money saved up.
They were falling through the cracks.
I was like, what am I supposed to do?
A friend told Emma about Gennesaret Free Clinics.
They were so kind. The doctor said she would take good care of me, of us.
Gennesaret Free Clinics is a nonprofit organization that relies on the philanthropy of the community. Your generosity provides free, compassionate, and patient-centered healthcare directly to those who need it the most. Your donation of just $50 will provide 20 patients with wellness kits and an entry to completely free care.
Because of Genesaret, I'm healthy enough to be the mom Josiah deserves.
Donate now by calling 317-639-5645 or go to genesaret.org. That's GENNESARET.org.
We're the Hellsberg Wedding Band, and whoa, look at that ring. Boy, is she fancy, dancing with that ring. Everybody checking her, dancing with that ring. Disco ball on her finger, dancing with that ring. Honestly, nobody's dancing because they're just staring at that ring. Ha! For a great selection of high-quality natural and lab-grown diamonds and custom rings at a great price, visit a Hellsberg near you or Hellsberg.com and she'll be dancing with that ring. Ha!
So many things to be worried about if you're a homeowner. You got a leak in the basement. Maybe your driveway's falling apart like mine is. But hey, look, if you're an American Standard furnace and air conditioning owner, you don't have to worry about your heating and cooling. If you need American Standard service, Hammer's going to tell you who you need to check out.
How about Reinhardt Heating and Cooling in Danville? Danny Reinhardt started Reinhardt Heating and Cooling 37 years ago. They are one of the longest tenured American Standard dealers in all of Central Indy. Danny's sons and daughter are among the well-trained experts that are currently on staff at Reinhardt Heating and Cooling. Reinhardt serving Hendricks and surrounding counties. Make sure that AC unit is operating and ready to go as the temperatures start to rise. Call Reinhardt in Danville. Ask them about their indoor air quality service, 745-4526 for Reinhardt Heating and Cooling in Danville. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
The Dell Technologies Summer Sale event starts now with limited quantity deals on select performance PCs with Windows 11 Pro. Save on select Vostro laptops with built-in security features and select Latitude laptops with enhanced privacy, collaboration, and connectivity. Save on essential accessories, plus free shipping and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. Offered to business customers by WebBank, who determines qualifications for and terms of credit.
It's summertime and the eating is easy at O'Charlie's. Real easy, in fact, because right now, for just $11.99, you can enjoy any of O'Charlie's Southern Comfort combos, like honey drizzled Southern fried chicken served with 2 sides, and get this, a fountain drink or tea for just $11.99. Or O'Charlie's country style tenders with 2 sides and a drink for just $11.99. There are even more combos to choose from as soon as you walk through the door at O'Charlie's. This just might be the hottest deal around this summer because the food is great, a drink comes with it, and with that price, it's just as tasty as the food. $11.99 combos at O'Charlie's. Oh, that's good.
When was the last time you practiced your home fire escape plan? Be sure everyone in your family knows what to do if there's a fire. Get out, stay out. It's your fire safe response.
My wife and I are customers of Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. And by the way, they've seen their competition double, even triple their delivery charges. Thompson Furniture still delivers for free within 75 miles. White glove delivery and setup, it's all for free. This team is the best at what they do. Family owned since 1927.
Lazy Boys, Tempur-Pedic, Smith Brothers, huge outdoor furniture selection, guaranteed best price, and it's delivered for free. Only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Yeah. What up? This is Dr. Dre. The party's going on. Thank God it's Friday.
The Hammer and Nigel Show. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is here, and we also have a very special guest live in studio with us.
Who's that?
I'm not real happy with Matt Bear right now.
No. What'd I do?
Everywhere I drive, it's awful.
It's so
and I have
bad.
nobody else to yell at but the traffic guy. So you're going to sit here and you're going to listen to every damn complaint people like myself and others who are stuck in this mess have to say, Matt.
Hey, I've been yelled at my doctor since stomach surgery, so I totally get it. I could tell you all about that.
It's just kind of like the way we yell at Marcus Bailey from Wish TV every time there's a storm or a winter, blizzard or something like that.
Right. It's his fault when the weather isn't nice, and it's Matt Bear's fault when everybody decides to do construction at once.
Well, I take full responsibility. This is totally on me right now.
I mean, this is a mess, right?
It's the worst I thought about this before I tweeted it on Tuesday with the construction and how bad evening rush hour has been this week. This might be the worst I've ever seen it at night before.
You're talking about the East 465.
Yeah, I'm talking about the
south
465 construction, the 465 construction on the northeast side as well. And then we're still doing some things in the North Split, and then you have I-70 out in Hancock County. I mean, I remember a rush hour Tuesday night back when I was like 44 or something, and we just had like millions of crashes on the roads, and I'm like, I think this is the worst I ever seen, but I don't want to say that because I can't remember what I did last week.
Because you'll jinx yourself and they'll do it worse.
Oh, yeah, and I'll get called out for that. They'll be like, thanks, traffic guy, you know? But it's our rush hours are incredibly bad right now and getting around downtown.
Even the side roads are bad because people are getting off on the side roads to try to make their way home. And because, all of these closures, now the side roads are bumper to bumper.
Is it affecting you, Hammer?
Oh, yeah.
Where you live?
Sure it is.
So coming from the southwest side, trying to get on the highway right there at Man Road, well, you can't do that. So you have to take a side road. So because everybody else is doing the same thing, it's bumper to bumper. The avenue's packed. I'm trying to get away before the jack is jacked.
Yeah. Well done.
Little vanilla ice for you right there.
Yeah, and that whole closure opens up on the 23rd. But, I mean, in the meantime, you're talking about the side roads. Look at these streets that we're on right now and how I still think they're incredibly bad. And I know people are working their asses off right now filling potholes, and thank you for doing that. And I'm glad we're trying to do the best we can with construction zones and keep them safe. But you can't put these semis, God bless our truckers, but you can't put these semis on these streets and expect them to last, man. And that's what's been going on with all these construction zones and closures. I mean, we have semis going on side streets here at the moment, trying to get back to Washington Street. And then in the North Split, we had the same thing. So our streets have deteriorated. They're awful, and they will get fixed. It's just going to take some time.
Vic on the YouTube chat says, I've been driving on the sidewalk to get home. So
right.
Maybe there is a way around.
So Vic was the one that hit me on the way home last night. Okay, that's cool. Yeah.
Let's talk about something cool. The Garage Food Hall. Now, this is a place Nigel and I love because we go over there and we have a couple different places we like to visit.
Jay's Lobster and Fish Market.
Oh, the lobster roll.
Yeah, the Palavana Cubano, the Cuban sandwich place, man. Those are two places. But the garage, but it's located there in the Bottleworks district in that Garage Food Hall. You sent us an article that said that's one of the best. It got voted one of the best garage food halls in the country.
Yeah, it's being nominated for the best food hall garage in the country. That's and I think it's really cool because we're in second right now. And I say we're second. I mean, it's my neighborhood. I love it, and I'm partial, of course. But it's you can go ahead and you can go vote. And I wish I had the web address. I'll tweet it out here in just a second. But you can make that vote for Bottleworks.
It's GarageIndy.com.
GarageIndy.com. Okay, cool. I think it's well-deserved. I don't have a lot to compare it to, but look at the cities we're competing with. We're up there with San Diego. I think that's cool, man. Some of these big major markets.
And look at the amazing types of foods that you could get in there. Again, the best seafood in Indy right there. Yes. The best Cuban sandwich in Indy right there.
Oh, gauchos, yeah.
Palavano Cubano, baby. Oh, man. Yeah. And the portion sizes you get at these places.
I know this is really not down Matt Bear's alley anymore, but there is the Hard Truth Distilling Company is in there.
Right.
I love that. Yeah, I love.
You know what it reminds me of? When you walk through that Garage Food Hall, it's kind of like you're in Vegas because everywhere you turn, there's a place where you can get something to eat, get something to drink, sit down, do some people watching. I mean, and it's awesome.
And then I'd recommend directly across the street is the Pins Mechanical.
Yeah. Oh, that's
the
fun.
Pinball,
Yeah,
the duck pin bowling.
Yeah,
and so it's a great family place. So what do you say? It's in second place right now in terms of
second
voting?
place right now. And it's just if nobody's had a chance to go, and the traffic there is absolutely brutal. It is complete mania. There are stop signs that don't work. I know that's weird. But if you get a chance to go down there and you like history, the old Coca-Cola building is where the Garage Food Hall is. It is just fascinating to walk through. They kept the structure. They kept some of the original architecture. There's a staircase in there that's
You can still get a Coke in a bottle.
Yes.
A glass bottle.
Yeah. It was the IPS bus depot for the longest time, and then they just transformed it into this really cool, fun, but yet not obnoxious place. And it's I get to enjoy because I live across the street. It's really cool, but just being a part of something, I get excited when I talk about it. I really do. I think it's cool.
Well, please stay sitting down if you're that excited. But
excuse me, something just came up.
I'm not writing on the chalkboard right now.
We ran out of time, but I was also going to blame you for all the smoke on the East Coast because I bet that's your vape. It's not Canadian wildfires. It's that no good vaping Matt.
I think the General Assembly needs to get on that right now and ban vaping so we don't have the smoke anymore.
Matt Bear, you're the best.
Love you guys. Thank you.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Denny Smith here for Sundown Gardens. The summer startup sale is here and you can save 20% off container trees and shrubs, 30% off Dissectum Japanese maples, 30% off pottery. Finish off the landscaping in your yard and save money at Sundown Gardens now through June 11. 20% off container trees and shrubs, 30% off Dissectum Japanese maples, 30% off pottery. Ask about their loyalty program too. 186th Street and Spring Mill Road, sundown.gardens.com. That's sundown.gardens.com.
Want the lowest tire price, period? Then save $70 after rebate on a set of 4 Michelin tires. Plus, get more out of them with up to $854 in free tire maintenance, so you won't need new tires 1 mile too soon. Get $70 off 4 Michelin tires, and you heard right, up to $854 in free lifetime tire maintenance. Visit our website to see how it all works for you. Get $70 off 4 Michelin tires and more for your money only at Bell Tire. Buy online, save time. See storebelltire.com for details. Restrictions apply.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Hank Williams Jr. Are you ready for the contract? Live in concert. It's a family tradition. The Bad Boy. With special guest Old Crow Medicine Show. Alabama women. Saturday, June 17th. Ruoff Music Center. Ready to party and I was born to boogie. All my rowdy friends are coming. On sale now at livenation.com. Part of the Coors Light Concert Series.
One great benefit that comes with getting old is that you've seen it all. For nearly 200 years, Old National Bank has been there, an established financial partner, serving the community right in the community. Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Get old.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The charges have been announced. Sunny and 79 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. Your radar is also clear. Tonight's low drops to 56. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:31.
Today, an indictment was unsealed, charging Donald J. Trump with felony violations of our national security laws, as well as participating in a conspiracy to obstruct justice.
Special counsel Jack Smith with the Department of Justice announcing the charges against former President Donald Trump's handling of classified documents. The indictment says Trump stored classified information, including U.S. nuclear programs and defense and weapons capabilities. One person associated with the former president is also facing a federal indictment. Fox's Evan Brown reports.
Fox News has learned that federal prosecutors are also indicting Walt Nauta, an aide to former U.S. President Donald Trump. Nauta served as both a valet and personal assistant, both at the White House and after at the Mar-a-Lago Club. While the indictment against him, like that against the former president, remains sealed, sources reveal Nauta was seen on surveillance video moving boxes believed to contain sensitive documents. Eben Brown, Fox News.
Trump's former VP shared his concerns with Fox News.
I'm deeply troubled to see this indictment move forward.
Mike Pence says this sends a terrible message to the rest of the world and hurts the country's image. 2 IMPD officers were hurt in a crash on the Northeast Side Thursday evening while chasing down a rape suspect. Someone not involved in the chase walked in front of one of the cop cars, which swerved out of the way, dodged another cop car before crashing on Shadeland Avenue near Fall Creek Road. One officer broke their leg, another was cut. The suspect was eventually arrested near East 82nd Street. The air quality is not great today, says the Indiana Department of Environmental Management. That's because of Canadian wildfires. Wind, though, could help you out, says Wish TV meteorologist Marcus Bailey.
And so now you're kind of losing the connection to the massive wildfires that are going on in Quebec.
There could also be rain Sunday in portions of Indiana, something Bailey says we need. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:33.
Kick off your summer excitement with the 2023 Tab Jams Concert Series. Experience some cool jazz, some toe-tapping blues featuring Indy's music mayor, Mr. Rob Dixon, and blues sensation, Miss Sadie Johnson. Sunday, June 11th, 6 p.m. at Tab Park, 418 East 34th Street, Indianapolis. All concerts are free and open to the public. Bring your lawn chair, a picnic basket, and meet some new friends at the 2023 Tab Jams Concert Series. Building community through music.
Tabernacle Presbyterian Church, 34th Street and Central Avenue in Indianapolis, invite you to worship on Sunday at 8 and 10 a.m. If you can't join us in person, listen to Sunday with Tab, Sunday mornings at 6:30, right here on WIBC.
With traffic at 334, how we doing, Matt Bear?
Not good, Harrison. Look at us southbound 65 up in Boone County. It is a crash at Whitestown Parkway. And right now, 2 left lanes are blocked and traffic stopped. Almost at 267, not quite there yet. And eastbound 70, it's Friday. We are stop and go right now from Sam Jones to Meridian, Illinois as we reroute around the south side closure. Sam Jones right now, not awful yet. Get there while the getting is good. Traffic sponsored by the LASIK Center. TLC Laser Eye Centers is the doctor's choice for LASIK. Get $1,000 off LASIK when treated in June. That's $500 off per eye plus guaranteed financing. Visit saveontlc.com for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us on Twitter for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And a forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
A little bit of a hazy, smoky sunshine this evening. Temperatures comfortable in the 70s. Clear tonight, low 55. Sunny and warmer Saturday, high 85. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist David James for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Harrison Silcox on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Jason Amber's right over there. My name is Nigel. Special guests on the DriveHubler.com hotline. Tommy Pickett, RNC Rapid Response. Tommy, I don't know about you, but I think Joe Biden just clinched the GOP nomination for Trump with this indictment over the classified documents at Mar-a-Lago. Your 30,000-foot assessment of what you've seen play out over the past 12 to 24 hours.
Well, I think the big thing I always try to remember is the broader context of what this is happening in. And the fact is that the Biden administration has weaponized the government against political opponents, whether they're parents, whether they're pro-lifers, while at the same time giving a pass to people like pro-abortion extremists that are attacking pro-life organizations, attacking Catholic churches, and there's almost been no sort of prosecution, at least none that I've seen, of these groups. And that's the broader context here, where Americans see what seems like a situation where justice is not blind like it should be.
Tommy, do you think, though, that most of the country sees that? We're kind of in this bubble. We follow politics very closely. Do you think the average person in a barber shop, in a diner somewhere, sees how the Department of Justice is treating one group of people compared to another?
I think they do. I think people see when it comes to censorship, how certain stories are censored. They see when it comes to, like I mentioned, pro-life groups being targeted and being really targeted by this government and targeted by leftward groups. You see examples of parents being targeted at school board meetings. You also just see in your everyday life, even if it's not from the government, how there's certain things you're allowed to say, certain things you can't say, certain opinions that you're no longer allowed to have. The fact that the very concept of debate is now considered taboo in so many elements of society, it's become the mode of the left now to try to silence opposition through force. That's what they do, regardless of what that force is. And I think most Americans see that, and most Americans have disdain for it because it's really anti-American in a lot of ways.
And I think people are waking up. I mean, just look what happened in Loudoun County, Virginia, and how they, first of all, the new governor there, and then, school boards across the country have been changing, and I think people are also waking up to the fact there's such a double standard in this country. I mean, look at Hillary Clinton, what she tweeted out earlier today, bringing this back in the light of recent news, and it's a link to buy her hat that says, but her emails. They're literally actively she's bragging that she got away with the exact same thing that Donald Trump is being indicted for. They're bragging about it, and they're, flipping us off. And I think people see that.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's absolutely ridiculous. It just, the arrogance of it, the complete and total arrogance of it is really, it's striking. And I think it's actually horrifying for a lot of Americans. I mean, and the same arrogance that Joe Biden had when he was asked about the FBI document with the alleged bribery scheme that was detailed in it by a confidential human informant.
Yes.
He said, "Where is the money?" That was his flippant response.
Yep.
Where is the money? Well, have they checked the bank accounts? I mean, like there was $10 million according to bank records discovered by the House GOP. $10 million that has gone from various foreign entities to Biden, their associates, and their companies, including while Joe Biden was vice president. So where is the money? What an arrogant response when bank records, according to the House GOP and their report, have been uncovered showing a money trail. It's such arrogance, and I think Americans are really horrified by it.
Where's the money? Hunter probably blew it on hookers and blow. That's where the money went. We're speaking with Tommy Pigott, RNC Rapid Response Director. You can see some of his work at RNC Research. So, again, if you try to explain to somebody, all right, I want to make a movie. I want to make a movie where the sitting president goes after his political rival, the former president, and the attorney general is going to be a jilted lover because he didn't make it into the Supreme Court and he blames the Republicans. And then the special counsel is going to be a leftist whose wife was a big donor to the current president and also worked on a documentary for the first lady of the president 2 presidents ago. Like, the more you say this out loud, you start to understand how absurd this is.
I mean, it just is, every single layer of this just becomes more and more and more absurd. It really is. It's shocking. And then it's also the fact that the media is refusing to put this in the broader context of all of the different Hunter Biden corruption and Biden family corruption, all the different classified documents that Joe Biden himself had. And the flippant response he gave there saying the classified documents were by his Corvette in his garage and therefore safe. When we now realize that almost every single member of his family had access to his garage and seemingly free access to his garage. So it's such arrogance, and every single time that there's something new reported about someone with ties to who or some new corruption element with the Biden family, it just gets worse and worse and worse, and the media is refusing to cover it. And thankfully, we have a House GOP that's starting to connect these dots, has connected a lot of these dots already. And I'm convinced that they're going to present a picture to the American people that's unavoidable and that people just simply cannot deny.
And Tommy, I'm not going to sit here and act like Donald Trump was perfect throughout this whole thing. Donald Trump made some mistakes. Donald Trump could be in trouble. I think a lot of people understand that. But all I think people are asking for is a fair ball game here. If you're going to go after Donald Trump for this, okay, then go after Donald Trump's rival as well, because you've got stuff on Joe Biden. You've got stuff on his crackhead son that was using his old man's office to get cash for a little pay for play. That's all there. We see this. They're being investigated for it. All I think people are asking for is a fair ball game.
And I don't think that's too much to ask for fairness, for justice to be blind. I mean, the idea with Democrats now saying no one is above the law, according to Democrats, they're above the law. It's example after example. When it comes to the Biden family corruption, the fact that the media still acts like Biden had no idea what was going on, Joe Biden, it's so ridiculous. There's a mountain of evidence that suggests Biden not only knew what was going on, but was involved in it, including text messages, voicemails, on-the-record accounts, photographs, visitors' logs. Almost every single type of evidence you could imagine suggests that Biden directly knew about and was involved in his family's influence peddling scheme. So there's so much evidence there. And with the classified documents that Joe Biden had himself, there are reports that they were in multiple locations and moved multiple times over multiple decades, seemingly completely unsecured, based off of reports. So there's so much evidence that is being ignored by the media, seemingly ignored by the Biden administration and Biden's DOJ. And I think the American people are right just to ask for fairness, just to ask for justice to truly be blind and not be weaponized against political opponents.
And this is almost a rhetorical question. I think we all know the answer. But if it was, Eric Trump or Don Jr. that set up of spider web of LLCs with quote unquote business partners, and was funneling money through, China, Romania, wherever, and the money was going to the bank accounts of other Trump family members. Do you think it might have been covered a little differently in the mainstream corporate media?
Yeah, 100%. All you have to look. I mean, it's almost it's beyond belief how differently they would cover it. And the concerning thing, or the unfortunate thing, is that we don't have to imagine how they would have covered it, because they pushed the Russia collusion hoax for years and years and years and years. With almost, we now know how much of a hoax that truly was, and they pushed that. And every single time that someone named Trump had a meeting with anyone outside the country, it was covered by the media as if it was some smoking gun evidence. Meanwhile, the fact that Joe Biden gave a tour to Hunter Biden's business partners from Mexico in the White House, met with Hunter Biden's business partners while he was vice president, and his family received, according to bank records, transactions while he was vice president, the media says, oh, nothing to see here. I mean, the disparity and the bias is unbelievable.
So, Tommy, one more thing here before we let you go. Again, we're with Tommy Pigott, RNC Rapid Response Director. I believe it was on Wednesday. The Republican National Committee rolled out this plan to get early voting going, maybe a little good old-fashioned ballot harvesting, legal, of course, just to compete with the Democrats. It's called the Bank the Vote campaign. We talked about it. We played the soundbite of Ronna McDaniel talking about why this is important. Is this the right time? Like, should this have been something, Tommy, that started a year ago, or is now the right time to start this Bank the Vote campaign?
I think now's the perfect time to start it. I mean, bankyourvote.com, got to sign up, got to make that pledge to commit to vote early. And the thing is that it's actually building on the successes we had in places like California, North Carolina, Florida, where we actually really performed very well in pre-election day voting. And this is going to supercharge those efforts. So it's a two-part program. You commit to banking your vote online, and then you can sign up to be a poll watcher, a poll observer, and help in our really unprecedented effort to protect your vote as well. And I think now is an extra important time as people might be feeling discouraged about the state of the country with all these crises and all these news developments, that one of the best ways to start fighting back, and it's so easy to do, is to go to bankyourvote.com, get involved, join the team that's going to beat Joe Biden. I think that's essential for them to take back our country.
Give us a little behind the scenes look here, if you can. How much time and strategy has been focused on the fact that, whether you like it or not, the Democrats have been really good with mail-in voting and ballot harvesting?
Well, a lot of the laws have changed in several key states, and there is that gap. So it's incredibly important that we bridge that gap. And so there's been a lot of time really working on state-specific efforts to bank your vote, because the laws change from state to state, whether that's how you vote early or what election integrity laws they have on the books. So really state-specific information, working with local parties, working with local stakeholders to really build this out. It's going to be something that we continue to build out going forward. So a ton of time, effort has gone into this, and with a lot of input from people around the country. And that's just something that's going to continue. We're going to continue building on it, and it's incredibly important. If we bank our votes early, if Republicans come out early, we're going to win. Sometimes Republicans like to wait till the fourth quarter to put points on the board when there's all those other quarters that we can score. And so we need to be putting points on the board the entire time. We no longer have election day. We have election season, and Republicans need to bank their votes early.
Tommy Pigott, RNC Rapid Response Director. As always, we appreciate the chat.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
All right, Big Nige, let's give away some tickets, shall we?
To what?
Jeff Foxworthy, Laughing Matters, Clues Hall.
Oh, I'm going to that.
June 24th. Big Nige will be there. Jeff Foxworthy will be there. And how about you? Caller number 9. You'll have the chance to win the tickets. We're going to play a little game. 239-9393. That's 239-9393. Caller number 9. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end. The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Your taste buds will be best buds with Dr. Pepper Float Ice Cream from Bluebell. The rich taste of creamy vanilla ice cream swirled together with the one-of-a-kind flavor of delicious Dr. Pepper. Treat yourself to a pint or half-gallon today.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell Ice Cream at Needler's Fresh Market and Walgreens.
Hey, look, if your old windows are sticking, they're drafty, they're cracked, they're hard to open, you need new windows from Window Nation. I have Window Nation windows in my house. They are energy efficient. They've saved me a bunch of money on my energy bills, and they increased the value of my home. My neighbors got jealous. They installed Window Nation windows. Right now, you could save thousands today with no money down, no payments, and no interest for 2 full years. Plus, they'll give you 2 free windows with every 2 you buy.
Buy 2 windows, get 2 for free, any style of window from Window Nation, and there's no limit. And if that's not enough, how about this? It's called the 0-0-0 deal. 0 money down, 0 payments, 0 interest for 2 years. Call Window Nation right now. Have them explain this to you. They'll answer any question you have. 866-90-NATION or go to windownation.com, but tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Antler Point Golf Course in Rushville invites competitive golfers to enter the inaugural first annual Bobo Link Open Saturday, July 8th. 18 holes, USGA rules. First prize $6,000, second prize $3,000, third prize $1,000. Certified USGA 6 handicap or lower are eligible. The first annual Bobo Link Open Saturday, July 8th at Antler Point Golf Course in Rushville. To find out more, visit antlerpointgolf.com. That's antlerpointgolf.com. Spell point with an E.
Are your investments going nowhere? Here's a tip that always pays big dividends. Invest in yourself, your talent, your smarts, your skills. Maybe it's time to make that investment and start a career in IT or upskill to boost your current career. At My Computer Career, you can bank on us. We'll help you get the right skills and the right certifications to start or advance your IT career. IT keeps growing, so go with the growth at My Computer Career. The right training, the right timing, the right career. Invest in you at mycomputercareer.edu. Start now.
If you're a Medicaid member, you should know guaranteed coverage is coming to an end. Keep an eye on your mailbox for important information from Medicaid. When you receive it, go online and enter your updated information to maintain your coverage or to find other coverage if you're no longer eligible for Medicaid. Keep your health and keep your coverage. Learn more at fssabenefits.in.gov.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Design it before you buy it. For a limited time, receive 50% off all products, plus special manufacturer rebates and 20 months, no interest, no payments.
Trust me. There's a lot of sexy content on the internet. And there's WIBC, full of faces meant for radio. Hammer and Nigel, Kendall and Casey. Okay, Casey could be on TV. Now streaming every day on YouTube. Go to youtube.com/WIBC.
We will give away some tickets here in just a moment, but first, with a look at the roads, is Matt Bear.
Crash north side, westbound 465 at ditch after 31. Right now, the left lane is blocked. We are stopped back to Keystone Avenue. Eastbound 70 stopped to downtown from Sam Jones over to Tibbs and stop and go to Meridian, Illinois. Inbound 70 completely jammed right now. Shadeland Avenue to the north split. Traffic sponsored by the LASIK Center. TLC Laser Eye Centers is the doctor's choice for LASIK. Get $1,000 off when LASIK when treated in June. That's $500 off per eye plus guaranteed financing. Visit saveontlc.com for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us on Twitter for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Sunshine and 80 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center at 93 WIBC.
Hey, everybody, this is Jeff Foxworthy, and you're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
You say you're going to the show,
I can't wait. I've never seen him in concert, live in concert before, his stand-up, so it's going to be a good time.
Jeff Foxworthy, Laughing Matters, Clues Memorial Hall, June 24th. Tickets on sale now. But Julia was caller at number 9. Julia, how are you?
I'm just fine.
So, Julia, we're going to play a little game here, okay? We're going to make this as easy as we can, and if you win, you get the tickets. The name of the game is called Famous for Jokes or Famous for Woke. I'm going to give you the name of someone. It will either be a famous comedian, famous for jokes, or a super left-leaning politician, famous for woke. You get 3 out of 5, we'll give you the tickets, okay?
Got it.
Here we go. Number 1, famous for jokes, famous for woke, Nancy Pelosi.
Famous for woke.
I love you laughed at her. That's my favorite part is when people laugh at the woke people. All right, 1 down, 2 to go. Famous for jokes, famous for woke, Chuck Schumer.
Oh, woke.
All right.
It's the kind of reaction those names elicit. Ugh.
Oh, God, this guy.
Ugh.
All right, get this one, and you'll be at the show. Maybe you'll run into Nige. Famous for jokes, famous for woke, Tim Allen.
Who?
Tim Allen.
I'd say woke. I don't know her.
No. Tim Allen, famous for jokes. Home Improvements.
You said him.
Yeah.
Got it.
All right. You're fine. We still got 2 more chances. Famous for jokes, famous for woke, Dana Carvey.
I'd say woke.
No. Dana Carvey's a famous comedian. Used to be on Saturday Night Live.
I don't know that person.
Okay. This comes down to this. We've built the drama up, okay? I'm going to make this as easy as I can.
I hope so.
This is for tickets to go see Jeff Foxworthy, famous for jokes, famous for woke, Jeff Foxworthy.
Joke.
Hey, there we go.
He's the man.
Okay. You made me sweat. I was a little concerned there for just a little bit, Julia. Stay on the line, and the lovely Miss Kylan will take your information, okay?
Well, thank you, and thanks a lot.
You got it.
I could have sworn when you said Tim Allen, Julia said, who's she? I could have sworn she said, maybe I heard her wrong. I don't know.
I got a Rob Kendall who vibe from her. Come on, Home Improvement, The Tool Man, one of the great stand-ups of the late 80s, early 90s.
Too.
Yeah, he's actually lost gigs because he's super conservative. All right, top stories coming up next.
Have you saved enough? Do you have a plan for Social Security and taxes in retirement? Hey, Casey Weed of Howard Bailey Financial, where our mission is to help you gain clarity and purpose and elevate meaning in your life through personal and practical financial strategies. That's why we want to give you our Retire with Purpose Toolkit at no cost. In it, you'll find valuable information on minimizing taxes, maximizing Social Security, and building a retirement income you can't outlive. Plus, you'll receive a copy of my book, Job Optional. To get your complimentary toolkit, call or text the keyword INFO 42 to 866-482-9559. That's INFO 42 to 866-482-9559.
Howard Bailey Financial is the official wealth management partner of Notre Dame Athletics. Notre Dame Athletics was compensated for this endorsement and is not a current client of Howard Bailey. For more information, please visit howardbailey.com/ND disclosure. Investment advisory services may be offered through Howard Bailey Securities LLC, a registered investment advisor. Working with Howard Bailey Securities LLC cannot guarantee investment success or that specific financial goals will be achieved.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Hey, it's Big Joe for Absolute Comfort, your trusted independent American Standard Air dealer. And owner Chris Wedekin sells the Mitsubishi Electric Mini Split, a great option for heating and cooling where ductwork can't be installed.
If you have one of those homes that has baseboard heat or electric heat, ceiling cable heat, these can be specifically designed for those houses because in those houses it's very difficult having to do all the construction and remodeling that goes with adding ductwork into those types of homes.
Find out more by going to AbsoluteComfort.org. Absolute Comfort is your trusted independent American Standard Air Mitsubishi Electric Elite Ductless Pro dealer.
Hubler has it, savings. Hubler has it, choices.
Hubler really does have it all. All of our pre-owned vehicles are Hubler Q certified, which include a 128-point vehicle inspection, a free Carfax vehicle history report, and 2 warranties. A 2-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and a 30-day, 1,000-mile comprehensive warranty. Visit any of our 13 locations today, or click drivehubler.com.
Hubler has it all.
Today's kids and teenagers are facing more challenges than generations before. Culture is questioning basic, unchanging truths. Many parents are looking for direction to lead their kids and teenagers onto right paths. I'm Tina Pavey, Director of Next Gen Ministries at Life Church. We believe parents have what it takes to lead their kids and teenagers on a path that leads to life. And each Life Church campus is eager to partner with parents. For more information, visit one of the Life Church campuses or go to lifechurchin.com. Parents, you can do this. We will help you.
Summer, birds, bees, and yep, air conditioners. So cool down, save big. Call 888-RHINO-41. Don't paint, don't vinyl. Go Rhino. Rhino Shield.
Addiction affects almost everyone. In fact, nearly 90% of people that struggle with substance abuse don't get help. Many people don't know where to start or think that treatment is ineffective or too expensive. At Landmark Recovery, we're here to tell you that's not true. We teach a curriculum that is both effective and affordable. You can learn how to live a happier and healthier life, a life that is free from addiction. Don't wait another day to get help. Call 866-LANDMARK or visit landmarkrecovery.com to learn more.
By listening to WIBC, you'll learn how to create a secure income plan that is sustainable throughout retirement from Crown Haven Wealth Advisors. Tune into WIBC this Sunday from 9 to 10 p.m.
There's a lot of sexy content on the internet. And there's WIBC, full of faces meant for radio. Hammer and Nigel, Kendall and Casey. Okay, Casey could be on TV. Now streaming every day on YouTube. Go to youtube.com/WIBC.
Coming up in 2 minutes, what Mike Pence thinks about Trump's indictment. That's coming up after Fox News Radio from the Peterman Brothers Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical Studios. You are listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. Your time is 4 o'clock.
This is a Fox News alert. The special counsel speaks. I'm Lisa Brady.
Today, an indictment was unsealed, charging Donald J. Trump with felony violations of our national security laws, as well as participating in a conspiracy to obstruct justice.
Special counsel Jack Smith not taking questions or detailing the indictment, but emphasizing that he'll seek a speedy trial and that defendants are presumed innocent until proven guilty.
We have one set of laws in this country, and they apply to everyone.
Adding that only the laws and the facts determine the outcome of an investigation. Trump has characterized the federal case as part of an ongoing, politically driven witch hunt. The former president faces 37 felony counts in the indictment.
These charges include making false statements, scheming to conceal, showing and describing a document about a plan of attack prepared by the Pentagon, and corruptly concealing documents in a federal investigation. The news also comes as the former president's legal team is shaken up with resignations and new hires, and the president's personal aide, Walt Nauta, is also charged in connection with this investigation.
Fox's Evan Brown, the indictment accuses Trump of defying Justice Department demands to return documents taken from the White House to his Florida estate. 31 of the counts accuse him of willful retention of national defense information. President Biden is in North Carolina, focusing on the economy.
Now we have the best economy in the world. We need the best infrastructure in the world.
Also signing executive orders to help veterans and their spouses. The Republican National Committee says a radical tax and spend agenda has left families across the country struggling to keep up. The first ever federal indictment of a U.S. president is not rattling Wall Street. At the close, the Dow up 43 points. The S&P and the NASDAQ also in the green. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
He wants you to be informed. Temperatures up to 80 degrees on the circle and skies remain clear. All good on your radar, too. Low of 56 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:02. When it comes to former President Donald Trump getting indicted, Trump's former running mate Mike Pence says the public deserves to be as informed as possible. During a speech in New Hampshire Friday, Pence made a demand for Attorney General Merrick Garland.
Attorney General Merrick Garland, you need to stop hiding behind the special counsel. You need to stand up and explain to us why this was necessary before the sun sets today.
The Department of Justice is accusing Trump of lying about and concealing sensitive government documents. 2 IMPD officers were hurt in a crash on the northeast side of Indianapolis Thursday night. John Herrick explains what happened.
Police say they were chasing a rape suspect, and one of the officers saw a civilian in the road and swerved to try and avoid hitting that civilian and ended up in the path of another IMPD cruiser, which caused the crash. One officer ended up with a broken leg. The other had cuts on his body. The other officers that were chasing the suspect eventually caught up to him and arrested him near 82nd Street. Both of the officers who were injured have been treated at a hospital, and they're expected to be okay. John Herrick, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
A juvenile was shot on the east side this afternoon on North Tuxedo Street. IMPD says they were sent to the hospital in critical condition. Police are investigating if it was self-inflicted or an accident. Another juvenile was accused of shooting a woman with a pellet gun at an Aldi store, and they're in police custody. IMPD says a woman had been shot by that pellet gun at the store off East Washington Street Thursday. There was another pellet gun shooting nearby, but police haven't confirmed if that incident is related. The juvenile was arrested on charges of criminal recklessness and battery. You've been hearing about bad air quality in Indiana all week. WISH TV meteorologist Marcus Bailey says it's caused by particles in the air that you can't see, but you can breathe.
People that are ultra sensitive to that with breathing issues, it might kind of trigger some issues, and so that's why that air quality alert is in place, because of those smoke particles that will be overhead for the day today.
But he says the air will clear up Saturday and rain is likely Sunday. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:04.
It's prime home selling season. Right now, home buyers are actively looking. With mortgage rates moving lower, now is the ideal time to get your home sold for maximum dollar. Make the smart choice. Hire the agent I recommend, Mark Dietl. Maybe you're a growing family or working from home, and that means you need more space. How about Tom and Carol in Indianapolis? They needed to sell their parents' house quickly and move them into a place that could care for them better. They heard about Mark Dietl on our show, and after multiple offers, the home was under contract in days.
There's only one agent that we recommend and trust on the Hammer and Nigel show, and it's Mark Dietl. And the reason we trust him is because of the guarantee. Mark Dietl guarantees your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Call right now, 317-755-4232, or go online to markdietl.com. That's Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietl.com. Tell him Hammer and Nigel sent you.
With traffic on the 5s at 4:05, here's Matt Bear.
All right, Harrison, on the north side, that is a crash westbound at 465, a ditch after Meridian 31. And right now, the left lane is blocked. Traffic is stopped back to Keystone Avenue. Northbound 465, stop and go 86th Street up to 865. Southbound 65 and Boone, stop and go before and after the dogleg. Eastbound 70, trouble getting to downtown from Sam Jones to Meridian, Illinois. We're rerouting around the closure. Traffic sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples Stores provide innovative products and services for small business, remote workers, and learners, even teachers and parents. Explore more at your local Staples store. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us on Twitter for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And a forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
A little bit of a hazy, smoky sunshine this evening. Temperatures comfortable in the 70s. Clear tonight, low 55. Sunny and warmer Saturday, high 85. I'm WISH TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist David James for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Harrison Silcox on The Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. Hey, I'm pretty excited because it is Beer Sample Friday.
It is.
We're sampling a new beer here at 5:45, but we're also going to sample some whiskey later this hour.
All right.
Friend of the show, Drew Storen, former Major League Baseball pitcher, is coming in. He's got his own line of bourbon, and he's going to bring it in here. We'll try it live on the air. I think he's doing some sort of signing in Brownsburg tomorrow. So that'll be about 5:30 or so. Looking forward to that.
He's going to pitch to Nigel, and if Nigel can make contact, he gets to keep the bottle.
Damn it. I meant to text you last night. We should have had you. I mean, you have baseball gloves and mitts at your house. We should have gone outside after the break out in the hallway and done that.
Right.
Have him, he's Major League Baseball pitcher for a long time.
See if he's still got it and see if you ever had it.
I would make you do it. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I would make you do it because you're the baseball guy. But that's coming up at 4:30. But we have lots of Republican reaction surrounding the indictment of Donald Trump and the classified documents at Mar-a-Lago.
So some folks are saying it's 38 counts. Some are saying 37 counts. The indictment was unsealed earlier today. Some of the more over-the-top claims, if you will, are that Donald Trump on 2 different occasions was showing people classified documents and had one of his aides moving classified documents around.
Hey, Kid Rock, check out this paper I got in Iran. You mean the one that says classified?
Just kind of waves his hand off, gives you one of those.
Don't worry about it.
This is from Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, friend of the show. We've had him on. Quote, the former president will be indicted for mishandling his own government's classified information. Yet everyone agrees the president has the authority to declassify anything. This is a moral and constitutional joke. Merrick Garland has disgraced this country. Vivek Ramaswamy, who's running against Donald Trump to be the Republican nominee, on Twitter, quote, we can't have 2 tiers of justice. One for Trump, another for Biden. One for Assange, another for Manning. One for BLM and Antifa, and another for peaceful protesters on January 6th. Tim Scott, senator from South Carolina, he put out a video on his social media.
The one thing that makes America the city on the hill is confidence in our justice system. And today, what we see is a justice system where the scales are weighted. That seems to be the outcome of where we are today. As President of the United States, I would purge all of the injustices and impurities in our system so that every American can have confidence that they will be seen by the Lady of Justice with a blindfold on.
Even if you hate Donald Trump with the passion of a million fires, and there's a lot of people that do, there are some folks that wake up in the morning and the first thing they want to put on social media is how much they hate Donald Trump. Even if that's you, can you just admit that there's a little imbalance in the justice system right now with what Biden's getting away with?
About this time next hour, listen to the audio that we have from Cuomo, Fredo, and he's actually got Trump's back on this.
A lot of people were wondering what Trump's biggest Republican rival, Ron DeSantis, would say. He puts this out, quote, the weaponization of federal law enforcement represents a mortal threat to a free society. We have for years witnessed an uneven application of the law depending upon political affiliation. Why so zealous in pursuing Trump, yet so passive about Hillary or Hunter? The DeSantis administration will bring accountability to the DOJ, exercise political bias, and end weaponization once and for all.
Now, that was the DeSantis campaign that put that out. I mean, it's not necessarily Ron DeSantis himself.
But you don't think that he would have given that the thumbs up? I mean, they're not putting anything out without his approval.
Imagine, just look at what he said about Trump when he was initially indicted for that thing up in Manhattan, Alvin Bragg, and how he brushed that off. And this was, some would say even worse, was when he said, I don't know anything about hush money payments to porn stars. He probably should have came out and said, no, this is a Florida resident. He's a constituent, and I have his back on this.
After all the things Donald Trump has said about him, does Ron DeSantis want to look like Ted Cruz, where Donald Trump made fun of his wife and Ted Cruz sit there and took it? Do you want him to look like that? Because if you just allow Trump to step all over you and then you carry his water, I think it's a bad look.
Is if the Republicans want to win and they want to show the American public that they're a united front, they need to get behind this thing.
Somebody that may have had a little too much coffee last night was Mark Levin. Now, Mark Levin is a radio host. He's also a flamethrower that goes on Fox News. And to say that he was fired up may be an understatement.
This attorney general who pretends he's Helen Keller, he made the decision to indict the former president, and they made the decision to interfere in this election. You want to talk about an insurrection? This is an insurrection. And that's exactly what's going on here. Joe Biden is the crookedest crook that's ever been in the Oval Office. The idea that this man isn't under a criminal investigation and that they criminalized a damn document case to go after Donald Trump is sickening. And I would say this to our fellow Americans. Don't be bamboozled by these cable channels and these fools who come on and tell you, well, he's not above the law. Are you kidding me? Democrat Attorney General in New York, Democrat prosecutor in Manhattan, Democrat prosecutor in Atlanta, Democrat Attorney General in Washington, D.C. What do you mean he's not above the law? There is no law.
Oh, man. Somebody check that man's blood pressure. I like it, though.
A lot of people don't know this, but Mark Levin was actually in the movie Office Space.
Really?
I have people skills. I am good at dealing with people. Can't you understand it? What the hell is wrong with you people?
You can't tell me they're not the same guy.
It's very similar, yes.
They are the same guy. Commentator Charlie Kirk. You're familiar with Charlie Kirk, right?
Yeah, Turning Point, yeah.
He is calling for all of the other Republican nominees to suspend their campaigns in honor of showing solidarity with Trump.
Kind of what I was talking about before.
When reached for comment, literally all of them had this to say.
How about no?
They're not going to suspend their campaigns.
DeSantis is going to be suspending any campaign to go down to Miami and show solidarity. I do think they need to show solidarity and support him. I don't think anybody's going to stop their campaign.
So with all of that happening, with Donald Trump and all that reaction, Joe Biden sitting back at the White House. He's got an all-new ice cream cone, a new episode of Matlock's coming on, and even though there's a bribery scandal, nothing is happening. Now, Congresswoman Nancy Mace, in your face, Nancy Mace, she sat down with Steve Bannon, and she claims she's seen the document. She has seen the proof that shows Joe Biden is guilty of bribery.
There are dozens and dozens of shell companies. They purposely hid the money from the source of the funds to where the funds ended up. But what that document did yesterday that was really surprising to me is it corroborated other information we've seen elsewhere. And when there's smoke, there's fire. So in the Hunter Biden laptop, the emails, he was lamenting and complaining about having to split half of all of his money with his father. Come to find out in this document that's several years old, before the laptop ever saw the light of day, you saw that this was $10 million split evenly, $5 million for Hunter, $5 million for Joe. And that corroborates some of the other email and text communication from the laptop that was brought forth.
Hold it, slow down.
Yeah.
You've actually seen in a whistleblower report or an informant report that was a top informant for the FBI, you've actually seen a document, not redacted, that you've read that shows that money, cash money, $5 million would go to Hunter Biden and $5 million to Joe Biden.
That's the claim made in that 1023 yesterday. A very detailed, very credible, legitimate whistleblower and witness. That was, and it corroborates that they split everything 50-50.
In your face, Nancy Mace.
Let's see. Let's go.
Right.
What's taking the Republicans so long here?
You want the answer? They're not very good at this kind of stuff. We talked about this yesterday. The Republicans, phenomenal at calling hearings, outstanding at having hot takes, whether it's, Matt Gaetz or Jim Jordan, whoever it is, Comer, they're great at giving you some sound bites. But at the end of the day, all of these turds get away with things.
Well, okay, if their excuse is they're getting their ducks in a row, they want to make sure and have everything, prepared, then okay, but let's follow through on that.
Going back to the report that Donald Trump was showing classified documents to people, Ryan tweets in, @Hammer and Nigel, I have more faith in Kid Rock, John Daly, and Trump figuring out Iran through classified documents than this current regime. Ryan makes a good point. Matt Baer, what's up?
We are looking at westbound 465 north side. Crash at Ditch Road. Or after US 31 East Street, right now the left lane is blocked. Traffic is stopped. Back to Keystone Avenue, Keystone Parkway, inbound 69, stop and go before 96 down to 82nd. And eastbound 70, a disaster already. It is stop and go traffic. Sam Jones Expressway to Meridian, Illinois, as people reroute around the south side closure. Traffic sponsored by the LASIK Center. TLC Laser Eye Centers is a doctor's choice for LASIK. Get $1,000 off LASIK when treated in June. That's $500 off for eye plus guaranteed financing. Visit saveontlc.com for details. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us on Twitter for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
You know who needs to have Nancy Grace on their show? Nancy Mace. Nancy Mace, Nancy Grace, Nancy Grace, Nancy Mace. Needs to go back and forth right there. A little Oprah Oma from Letterman.
Oprah Uma.
Oprah. 80 degrees at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. And we'll do Is This Anything next.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Hear that? That's Mozart. Hear that? That's a garage band at 2 a.m. And that's the sound of O'Charlie's juicy, delicious new smash hit burgers cooking on the grill. 2 meaty patties covered in melted cheese with those crispy edges and big, beefy flavor. It's a whole new way O'Charlie's is making their burgers so they're better than ever. Try the new smash hit burgers at O'Charlie's. They all taste and sound delicious. O'Charlie's. Oh, that's good.
Right now at Diamonds Direct, whether you buy a $3,000 diamond pendant or a $30,000 designer ring, you can spread your payments up to 5 years. Or if you prefer, you can get on-the-spot savings as much as $5,000. And everything's included. Exquisite diamond rings, earrings, bands, bracelets. It's our best offer of all time. You can pick a low monthly payment for up to 5 years or get instant savings up to $5,000. Don't miss this amazing offer. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. Get details and more at diamondsdirect.com on approved credit.
It's Thompson Furniture and Mattresses Dare to Compare sale here happening in June. They guarantee none of their competitors will beat them on any price on items that are apples to apples. That's Berlin Gardens, Pollywood, Lazy Boy, Smith Brothers, Tempur-Pedic, basically anything in their store. And if you do, they'll beat the price and they'll still deliver it for free within 75 miles. It's Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. I love these guys.
Nobody has better customer service than Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. They've been owned by the same family since 1927. And when everybody else is jacking up the prices on delivery, Thompson Furniture and Mattress still has free delivery and setup if you live within 75 miles of their store. They support what we do here at Hammer and Nigel Show. Support these guys. Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Are you the parent of a 2 to 7-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting free radio offer. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse, the Parents' Choice Award-winning online learning program that's actually changing the lives of early learners everywhere.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
Right now, we're offering a special radio promo to try it free for a month. But you have to go to abcmouse.com/radio to claim your free month. That's abcmouse.com/radio.
Sponsored by Age of Learning.
By listening to WIBC, you'll learn how to create a secure income plan that is sustainable throughout retirement from Crown Haven Wealth Advisors. Tune into WIBC this Sunday from 9 to 10 p.m.
Hammer, I finally did it. Went over to Palavana Cubano there in the Garage Food Hall in the Bottleworks district. Got myself a giant mouth-watering Cuban sandwich.
It's the best in Indy.
It's unreal, and they have great, delicious coffee that tastes like a Cuban cigar, but it's delicious.
And Jay's Lobster and Fish Market, right there by it, the Garage Food Hall, Bottleworks district, best crab roll in the city. It's not even close. So whether it's Jay's Lobster and Fish Market or Palavano Cubano, stop by and tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
At Indiana University, we're building on more than a century of innovation in Indianapolis to create the nation's premier urban research university. We're preparing more STEM leaders to fuel our economy, graduating more medical professionals to improve Hoosier health, changing the world with more groundbreaking discoveries, and creating a brighter future for everyone. It's all happening right here at Indiana University, Indianapolis. Visit vision.iu.edu to learn more.
Hubler has it. Savings. Hubler has it. Choices.
Hubler really does have it all. All of our pre-owned vehicles are Hubler Q certified, which include a 128-point vehicle inspection, a free Carfax vehicle history report, and 2 warranties. A 2-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and a 30-day, 1,000-mile comprehensive warranty. Visit any of our 13 locations today, or click drivehubler.com.
Hubler has it all.
Since 1988, Gennesaret Free Clinics has been providing free, high-quality, and accessible health care, regardless of the patient's health insurance coverage or ability to pay. They've served thousands of the most vulnerable Central Indiana community members, including those experiencing homelessness and living in poverty. Gennesaret's services include free medical clinics, mobile medical clinic, dental clinic, women's health services program, and health respite home program. Gennesaret Free Clinics is a nonprofit organization that relies on the philanthropy of the community. They need your help to provide free, compassionate, and patient-centered healthcare directly to those who need it the most. Your donation of just $50 will provide 20 patients with wellness kits and an entry to completely free care. You can make a difference. Donate now by calling 317-639-5645 or visiting Gennesaret.org. That's GENNESARET.org.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Hammer, how do we play Is This Anything?
I am going to run a couple different stories by you. You will be the one that breaks down all of the information. You give us the verdict. Is the story anything or not?
Easy enough.
Is this anything? 2 people were arrested and charged in Ohio after attacking and robbing the staff at a Wendy's because the staff forgot to put cheese on their chicken sandwich.
It's always the dumbest excuses.
2 morons facing robbery charges after they allegedly tried to take an employee's phone during the altercation. Here are a couple of the regulars at the Wendy's.
Oh my gosh, what kind of cheese were you missing? They're never going to forget cheese again.
A bit over the top. She might have really been having a bad day, and she really got a little bit out of control, it sounds like.
I think she could have just asked them to put some cheese on there. I would quit.
What is it with lunatics and fast food restaurants late at night? That's all you see on social media scrolling through Twitter. It's fights at fast food restaurants. And it's usually the customer that's either drunk or just belligerent, and they think they could slap these people around who think they're beneath them just because they're working at fast food. And it's, I hate that crap, man. The people at these restaurants are trying to do the right thing. It's not the most glamorous job in the world. Trust me, I know. It was my first job as a teenager at Burger King in Brownsburg, right there next to 74. And, well, I loved it as a teenager. I had a blast when I worked there. You know, if I'm 47 years old and I have to fill out an application at Burger King, it's probably not the best ideal situation. Either way, I think what you have are people walking into these places and thinking they're above these fast food workers, and then they can talk to them any way they want. And in some cases, assaults, you see it all the time. I'm sick of it.
Now, I'm not condoning this one attack, but there was a situation that I understand. And you're right. You're 100% right. But remember the story of where there was a little dispute in the line at Taco Bell because the guy at the window bought $500 worth of tacos and everybody else in line was stuck there and they couldn't get out?
Yeah, they had to wait like an hour.
Right, because this dude ordered $500 worth of tacos in the drive-thru window and everybody else was stuck in line and they're honking. And again, there's never a reason for violence at a fast food place, but as Chris Rock once said, I understand.
You know, I ordered $100 worth of double cheeseburgers at McDonald's in Vegas, the MGM Grand, one time.
That's probably not even the weirdest thing they saw that day, though. Like in Vegas, you kind of expect
the guy looked at it. They were kind of like late night wedding reception. It was still going, and everybody was hungry. All the food was gone, so I just wandered down there. I go, "Hey, can you make me 100 double cheeseburgers?" And he's like, 100? I go, "Yeah." He goes, "I guess."
Were they getting ready to close or were they open?
No.
Because if you're that guy.
But I was the hero when I walked back into that wedding reception.
You were walking in like Vince McMahon at that point doing the billionaire
just
strut.
Throwing double cheeseburgers left and right out to the guests.
Is this anything? Los Angeles man celebrating after selling a chair that he bought on Facebook Marketplace for $50. It went up onto an auction block and sold for $85,000.
Oh, bull crap.
Here's the video that he posted to Instagram of this 1931 rare high-back wing chair being auctioned off.
It's the morning of the auction. My chair is the next lot. I can't wait to see how much it goes for. If you're new here, I'm Justin, and I bought a chair off of Facebook Marketplace for $50 in February. And today, in like 1 minute, it goes to auction.
24, say 26?
22.
No way.
Back here, I'm 30. On the telephone. Will you say 32? 70,000 here.
For a dumb chair.
This bid. I'll take 80 if you like. Last chance. At 85, it's yours.
Jeez.
85,000.
I mean, that's like hitting the equivalent of hitting the lottery, right?
Right.
I mean, finding something on Facebook Marketplace for $50 and turning around and flipping it for a cool 85 G's.
85,000.
My wife does the Facebook Marketplace all the time with like old kids' clothes and kids' toys and stuff. And I'm like, stop having strangers come up to our house. She does the honor system. She just sets it out on the porch. And, and so far everybody's left their little envelope full of cash. But I just don't like Facebook Marketplace.
You know who I feel bad for? The bastard that sold it for $50. Yeah,
right.
Just come get this chair.
Get it out of here. It's taking up too much room.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
The Dell Technologies Summer Sale event starts now with limited quantity deals on select performance PCs with Windows 11 Pro. Save on select Vostro laptops with built-in security features and select Latitude laptops with enhanced privacy, collaboration, and connectivity. Save on essential accessories, plus free shipping and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. Offered to business customers by WebBank, who determines qualifications for and terms of credit.
Hey, you got enough to be worried about. You're not going to have to worry about your American Standard furnace or air conditioner. If you need American Standard service, Hammer's going to tell you who you need to go see.
How about Marshall Mechanical Heating and Cooling? They are in Franklin, so if you're in Johnson and the surrounding counties, Marshall Mechanical Heating and Cooling is your trusted American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer. If you're tired of hearing those ads where you get a free furnace with the purchase of an air conditioner, and you know that that's a gimmick, it's not going to work, for those other air companies, that's fine. But Marshall gives you an honest quote. Again, Johnson and the surrounding counties, make sure that AC is ready for what could be a hot summer. Call Marshall Mechanical Heating and Cooling and ask them about how they can help your indoor air quality. Visit callthemarshallnow.com or call 317-738-5940. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you. American Standard Heating and Air, built to a higher standard.
As ride-sharing services become more popular, so do wrecks involving them.
I'm attorney Darryl Isaacs. At Isaacs & Isaacs, we have the people, the experience, and the resources to take on any kind of ride-share case. And we'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve.
Remember, Uber and Lyft drivers carry $1 million insurance policies while transporting customers.
If you're injured in a ride-share wreck, click and get help quick at WeWin.com. That's WeWin.com.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
He wants you to take a look yourself. 81 degrees and sunny in downtown Indianapolis. All clear on the radar. Tonight's low drops to the mid-50s. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:30. Special counsel Jack Smith encourages you to read the indictment against former President Donald Trump.
This indictment was voted by a grand jury of citizens in the Southern District of Florida. And I invite everyone to read it in full, to understand the scope and the gravity of the crimes charged.
Smith says prosecutors in his office investigated the case against Trump with the highest ethical standards. The federal indictment accuses Trump of lying and misleading federal investigators in order to hold on to classified materials. Trump denies any wrongdoing. Former Indiana Governor Mike Pence told Fox News he's concerned by the indictment.
I'm deeply troubled to see this indictment move forward.
Pence, who was also Trump's VP, announced his campaign for president Wednesday in Iowa. He's now a political opponent of Donald Trump. President Biden is in North Carolina today, saying he's against trickle-down economics.
The wealthy still do very well. I'm a capitalist. You can go out and make $1 billion. Have at it, man. Just pay your fair share of taxes.
Biden says he's in favor of building an economy from the bottom up and middle out. A man from Terre Haute was arrested Thursday night because police say he was driving drunk with his kids in the car. State police say a trooper stopped Ricky Combs for expired plates and he failed several field sobriety tests. His blood alcohol content was also nearly twice the legal limit. Combs was arrested. His two kids were handed over to a family member. Rain is back in the forecast this weekend.
It looks like the rain late morning Sunday into the afternoon could produce, hopefully, widespread half an inch to maybe as high as an inch of rainfall.
Wish TV meteorologist Marcus Bailey says Indiana could use the rain. He also says the air quality should be better on Saturday. And your stock report today, the Dow finished the week up by 43 to 33,876. The NASDAQ up by 20 to 13,259. And the S&P 500 finishing up by 4 points to 4,298. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:32.
The Dell Technologies Summer Sale event starts now with limited quantity deals on select performance PCs with Windows 11 Pro. Save on select Vostro laptops with built-in security features and select Latitude laptops with enhanced privacy, collaboration, and connectivity. Save on essential accessories, plus free shipping and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. Offered to business customers by WebBank, who determines qualifications for and terms of credit.
As ride-sharing services become more popular, so do wrecks involving them.
I'm attorney Daryl Isaacs. At Isaacs & Isaacs, we have the people, the experience, and the resources to take on any kind of rideshare case. And we'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve.
Remember, Uber and Lyft drivers carry $1 million insurance policies while transporting customers.
If you're injured in a rideshare wreck, click and get help quick at WeWin.com. That's WeWin.com.
With traffic at 4:33, here's Matt Bear.
Harrison looking at a crash north side westbound 465 after 31. Left lane block traffic stop past Westfield Boulevard. Inbound 65 Azoo. Stopped traffic at 38th Kessler right now down to the White River. Then stop and go to Meridian Penn. From the east side westbound 70 stop and go Arlington Avenue to the north split. Eastbound 70 on the west side stop from Sam Jones to Meridian, Illinois. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Design it before you buy it with B Window. For a limited time, receive 50% off all products plus special manufacturer's rebates and 20 months no interest, no payments. Trust your home to be. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us on Twitter for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
A little bit of a hazy, smoky sunshine this evening. Temperatures comfortable in the 70s. Clear tonight, low 55. Sunny and warmer Saturday, high 85. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist David James for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is here. Special in-studio guest, former Major League Baseball pitcher Drew Storen, hailing from Brownsburg, Indiana, back in studio. Do we have his mic on, Kylan? We'll get his mic turned on. Drew, how are you, my friend?
I am doing great. I really appreciate you guys having me. Great to see you guys.
Man, I feel like it was about a year ago. Yeah. Around this time, you came in with your canned cocktail that you had debuted.
Yeah.
And it was called the Field of Dreams, right?
Yeah, the triple play. So it's still
Field
out,
of Dreams triple play, yeah.
So still out on the shelves now, and that's that was our first run, kind of getting our feet wet with what it was like to be on a shelf.
Now, for somebody that doesn't remember, there's a reason why you call it Field of Dreams, not just because you're a former Major League Baseball player, but it actually comes from the Field of Dreams.
Yep, that's the thing we have to hammer home to people, that we didn't just take the name, we took the corn too. And
the actual site.
This is the actual stuff. Everything that, especially in the canned cocktail, everything you saw on TV with the White Sox-Yankees game, that corn's in here. So we take it from there and we truck it and we distill it and tell authentic baseball stories through it and kind of run whiskey numbers with baseball numbers.
So what have you been doing since last summer? I think it looks like to me, by what we have in front of me, the Field of Dreams bourbon, you've been a busy man for the past 12 months.
Yeah, it's been chaotic, but awesome. Just figuring out every line in the supply chain and, just trying to get this bottle out in time for Father's Day. I'm all about.
Ooh, yeah.
I know that there are strategic releases, and for us, I don't see, why we don't come around Father's Day. This is what my goal was, to make it the ultimate Father's Day gift, because that's what that
Some
movie's
people
all
want to
about.
have a catch. Some want to drink some bourbon.
Right.
Why not do both?
Right.
Yeah. So,
Right.
and it's, so that's my goal. That's why I've been fighting tooth and nail, trying to hack every piece of red tape in sight to get this on a shelf.
And more, and the stuff from Field of Dreams is in the whiskey too,
Yes.
right? It's in the
Yep.
bourbon.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep. And what's really special about it, like I said, it's our stuff in there. And the juice is, it's my fault if people don't like it. So I put my money where my mouth is with my bourbon collection and what I say my bourbon knowledge is. And, the thing I love about this is the collectability side of it. Due to us being young, we can't release all that much. So in the spirit of using numbers, this release is 22,860 bottles. So it's one bottle for every guy that's ever made it to the major leagues.
And
Oh, that's amazing. Nigel, can you hold it up in front of your camera? We've got it on the YouTube stream right here. But that's an amazing bottle, an awesome label on it there.
And thank you for the bottle. Thank you very
And
kindly.
how often do you go to the Field of Dreams to work?
Just a couple times a year. I do talk to the farmer every day on the phone. I consider him, that's been a silver lining, this whole thing. He's become one of my good friends. So I feel like I'm there virtually every day. But I go out there quite a bit. I'll probably go back out in a month or so.
Was this the ultimate goal?
Yes.
From when you were here in the studio last summer with the canned cocktail, the triple play, this was the ultimate goal, is the Field of Dreams bourbon whiskey.
Yeah, this is the flagship. This is what it's always
Okay.
been about. And obviously there's only so much you can do with time. And so I thought it was important with the momentum of the game last year and knowing there was going to be a break to at least get the concept out there while the iron was hot. And then,
So they play Major League Baseball games out there at the Field of Dreams site right now.
Yes.
right?
So, and with the Cubs and Reds being out last year in that game, I know what a crossover market this is for both. So I want to make sure that I kind of chum the waters a bit for the anticipation of this bottle release.
Now, before we do some sampling here, if somebody's listening and they're like, you know what, I want to go get a bottle of that. Like, there's not an overabundance. This is kind of a limited supply that we're dealing with here, right?
Correct. Yeah. So a majority of this will be sent to Iowa because our goal is to sell at the movie site, but I want to make sure that anybody in this market that's a baseball fan can find it. We launched the other day in West Clay Spirits and sold out within 10 hours. And it should be any minute. I'm waiting on a text that it should be arriving at the Big Red in Brownsburg on Northfield Drive. And
okay.
So I'm going to be out there tomorrow, 3 to 6 signing bottles, but I have people out there to hopefully push it on the shelf as soon as it arrives.
That's awesome.
The line's going to be around the corner tomorrow in Brownsburg for that, especially because that's where you're from. You had a great baseball career, and Brownsburg's your hometown. You have your work cut out for you tomorrow, brother.
I hope so. I'm looking forward to diving into the yearbook. That's my goal in this entire thing is to get this bottle in the most brand loyal hands possible.
It's refreshing to hear somebody that's welcomed back to Brownsburg, unlike Rob Kendall, who, when he tells us his stories, they chase him out like, with a pitchfork. Let's sample this. Can we sample it a little
let's
bit?
do it. Yeah.
We've got a sample with an ice cube in it, and we've got a neat sample. What should we do first?
Yeah, let's try it neat. So the key, what I want to do since it's a first release, that you want max approachability. So, but I also wanted something that drinks neat and is not going to blow your doors off, but we're at 93 proof. So that way, if you're not super into bourbon, but you love baseball, it's approachable for you. But neat, I like it's clean and smooth, but the fun part is when you add an ice cube, I say it's buttering your corn, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that because, bourbon, people have different opinions on it. I'm a believer that you drink it however you want.
Of course,
And I wanted something that could hit singles, but also hit for power.
How much of this am I going to have to drink to make this Cubs team enjoyable, Drew?
Again, it's all about, if you're a half full, half empty kind of guy, right?
All right, I'm drinking the neat first here.
All right. Oh, that is so good.
Dude, that is so smooth.
So smooth.
Thanks.
Wow.
Yeah, this is going to get me in trouble.
Okay, so how did you go about choosing, like when they had brought in the limited edition Hammer and Nigel Is This Anything small barrel bourbon we did a couple of years ago. Sold out. I mean, we didn't make nearly as many bottles as you, but it sold out, within a day or two. What they did was, I think it was with Big Red Liquors. They came up and presented like 5 to 10 different flights of whiskey, and we sipped on each of them, and we slowly dwindled it down, and we chose one. Mm-hmm. Is that kind of like the process you went through with this, or is it different here?
No, a lot of it was just I had initially barrels put down of 100% corn, and then I took that juice and I mixed that with other people's mash bills to figure out, like, okay, with our corn, how can I play with, land the plane essentially. So there's no barley in this mash bill because I wanted to showcase the corn. So for me, an old Four Roses bottle from 2013 is one of my favorites all the time because the corn kind of scares you and lets you off the hook and then opens up like none other with a couple drops. So I wanted something like that. And so we have 22% wheat in this. So then that way, that kind of helps land the plane, but it gives you not just, sometimes wheats can be so good they're boring, but it gives you a little bit of corn flair and that nice burst.
I love this neat.
This
There's
is so good.
not a lot of bourbons I can drink neat, but this is definitely one.
One of the questions we're getting online is it available outside of Indy and Iowa?
Okay, we're going to be in Nebraska, but as of now, no. So Indy is, so the bottles that were sold on Wednesday were the first bottles ever sold.
That was you told me.
Yeah, West Clay.
West Clay,
Yep.
right? Were you there?
Yeah. So I went.
Did you do the signing?
No, I signed the first 12 of them.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And then, so that was nice. It was so rewarding to see somebody I didn't know buy a bottle. That was nice.
Is that all your buddies there?
I mean, I'm sure
Clubhouse,
there's some way that I drove them there, but it's been wonderful. But it's all about, like I said, now is making sure that we get them in the right hands and get that Father's Day gift. And that's why I wanted to go out to Brownsburg and sign some bottles. And all right, now we got to try it with butter your corn and see how different it is.
Here we go.
You're saying this with the ice cube. It's butter your corn.
Here we go. Man,
Drew. Unbelievable.
Thank you.
It's so corny to say you hit a home run with this. That's such a cheesy, corny radio baseball thing, but you really did.
I appreciate it. I'll soak those in all day.
So, neat or with ice or with a splash of water. Mm-hmm. Holy crap, man. You outdid yourself.
Thank you.
I mean, this is, and to think, like, because we did it, again, they presented us with like 5 to 10 different flights, and we kind of dwindled it down, but you were, you're the baker, you're the chemist here almost. And
that's
you
part
kind
of
did you do that with, like, in your basement? Or,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Serious?
Yeah. Hey, every great company starts out of somebody's garage, right?
Yeah.
So if you're going to start a company, you might as well start it from your basement bar.
Do you miss playing baseball at all? Because this seems like it takes a lot of your time.
But it seems like this is your new passion.
Yeah, I mean, it helps. It's a perfect balance because I was a product design major in college, so that's one spoke of what I'm passionate about. So this, to me, is art. The biggest compliment I get is from people that don't drink, and they say they want a bottle just to look at it. That's what I do with my best bottles in my collection. So that's where my passion is. And now I get to mix in baseball with it. I get my baseball kicks by coaching my son's t-ball team and, playing catch with him.
Sure.
Right. You're not the guy sitting on the couch, and when you watch a pitcher make a pitch that he shouldn't make, you're like the Leonardo DiCaprio meme, pointing at him, laughing at him. What are you thinking right there? You're not the Monday morning quarterback guy.
No,
I
mean, because that's, for me, I get it, man. Like, you have no idea the amount of decisions you have to make that choice on a pitch. And I enjoy it. Like, I'll watch Tuck, and I coach his son on our t-ball team too. Right. So we're the Cubs, of course. So, I'm a Cubs fan now because that's what we do.
Right.
That's what my son loves to watch because he wants to see him play.
Are you talking about Tucker Barnhart?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And I remember your old man told us in an interview once, Mark Patrick, of course, your father, said it's so stressful watching your son play the game.
Yeah.
And I get that. When my son pitched, I was a nervous wreck. I'm fine if he's playing third base or if he's hitting or whatever, but when he's up there on the mound, it's so stressful. Mm-hmm. Are you going to, I don't want to say push, but have baseball be a part of your kids' lives?
Yeah, if he wants it, and which he loves it right now, that's for me. I'm there to facilitate it, and I'll push him. And if he wants to play at the next level, whatever it is, like I said, I know no matter what I can teach him, unless he loves it, he's not going to do it at the high level. You can't, and I don't want him to do it unless he loves it, because it takes the amount of tedious work that it takes. You have to be obsessed. You're
not the dad putting your 6-month-old on the diet and creatine already, are you? You're not that guy.
Oh yeah, no, that's what the nutritionist tells us to do. That's their job. Oh yeah, no, I make it fun. I'm all about playing wiffle ball in the backyard because that's why I love to pitch. So if I have,
dude, some of these guys though, I went to watch a high school baseball game, Zionsville versus Noblesville. My buddy Riggs' son Bryce is going to Eastern Illinois. He is pitching a senior, and these kids these days are monsters. They look like they could be a bouncer at Rock Lobster. These guys that are out there. And was it like that when you were like, I don't know what happened, but like, Quinn, you know, the Moore's Quinn.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Quinn, I mean, his kid is going to play, and he's, you know, Quinn's a giant anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So he's the kids these days are just monsters.
It's
and they're
different.
like 17 or 18 years old.
And they throw
Yes.
like, incredibly hard. We ran into Brebeuf a year ago, and on their pitching staff was a guy at Eastern Michigan and a guy at Vandy right now.
Well, it's a matter, again, it's the training side of it. And I was at the forefront. I was one of the first people to learn about cords and everything because I hurt my shoulder when I was 13 or 14. So I was lucky enough to have a good doctor that said, hey, make sure you take care of that shoulder. And so I was ahead of the curve, and I preserved my arm. Well, now that stuff kids are starting at 6. So that's why they're able, it's not, you know, they're able to add and build instead of just get hurt and then have to figure it out later. And it's a true building process now. So that's why everybody throws $1.05 in the big leagues now.
Unbelievable.
Like Nigel and I are walking around Little League fields. My God, that 5th grader's going to kick my ass.
Oh, yeah.
So look, I know you really want to push the Field of Dreams whiskey company, whiskey bourbon here, but you also have another canned cocktail.
Yeah.
Right? Well, tell us about this.
This is the fun one. I say, you know, if you like bun 'em over traditional baseball, that's what our bourbon's for. If you like bat flips and big homers, this is what it's all about.
Okay.
Our goal is to get in Dad's Yeti. You know, whether it's that
the high noon alternative, probably, right?
Exactly. So this is something, again, all the research and scientific terms, crush factor is something I land on, where you can just crush these throughout the day, and it's not gonna weigh you down, and it's refreshing.
This is something you can have after you cut the grass.
Oh, man.
And you don't have to be embarrassed by the can that you're holding.
So this is whiskey lemon ginger.
Yep. So
whiskey lemon ginger. It's called Southpaw canned cocktail.
Oh yeah. And so we named it Southpaw because it's me and Tyler Clippard, which we're both righties. So we joke that if we were left-handed, we'd still be playing. So, but we want to be able to, you know, have somebody go to the bar and tap the left arm and make the call to the pen for the Southpaw.
Oh, that's awesome.
I love it.
That's really
I
cool.
love it.
One more time, because I know you got to run here. Today, Big Red in Brownsburg, right?
Yep.
Pretty much any time.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
it goes on sale. It's arriving today, right? But
my wife just texted me. She's on location, and it's there.
Okay.
8 minutes ago, it just showed up. So they're going to start selling it now.
Big Red in Northfield?
Yep, right there next to Brickers. And then I will be there 3 to 6 tomorrow, sign bottles. So if you pick them up tonight and want them signed tomorrow, I'll sign them tomorrow too.
Drew, thank you will you sign ours?
Absolutely.
Sign mine, all right, man.
Right on. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Best of luck to you. Don't be a stranger. Come
Absolutely.
in anytime.
That's right. Thanks for having me, guys.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
The Dell Technologies Summer Sale event starts now with limited quantity deals on select performance PCs with Windows 11 Pro. Save on select Vostro laptops with built-in security features and select Latitude laptops with enhanced privacy, collaboration, and connectivity. Save on essential accessories, plus free shipping and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. Offered to business customers by WebBank, who determines qualifications for and terms of credit.
As ride-sharing services become more popular, so do wrecks involving them.
I'm attorney Darryl Isaacs. At Isaacs & Isaacs, we have the people, the experience, and the resources to take on any kind of rideshare case. And we'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve.
Remember, Uber and Lyft drivers carry $1 million insurance policies while transporting customers.
If you're injured in a rideshare wreck, click and get help quick at WeWin.com. That's WeWin.com.
Want the lowest tire price, period? Then save $70 after rebate on a set of 4 Michelin tires. Plus, get more out of them with up to $854 in free tire maintenance, so you won't need new tires 1 mile too soon. Get $70 off 4 Michelin tires, and you heard right, up to $854 in free lifetime tire maintenance. Visit our website to see how it all works for you. Get $70 off 4 Michelin tires and more for your money, only at Bell Tire. Buy online, save time. See storebelltire.com for details. Restrictions apply.
They say consistency is the key to success. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently refreshing and light? Michelob Ultra, only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
If you're a Medicaid member, you should know guaranteed coverage is coming to an end. Keep an eye on your mailbox for important information from Medicaid. When you receive it, go online and enter your updated information to maintain your coverage or to find other coverage if you're no longer eligible for Medicaid. Keep your health and keep your coverage. Learn more at fssabenefits.in.gov.
Get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned for $149 and a free hallway and $50 off air duct cleaning with Zero Res. 388-5141. Online at zeroresindy.com.
We are in prime time home selling season, and now home buyers are actively looking, especially with mortgage rates moving lower. Now is the ideal time to get your home sold for max dollar. Here's what happened with Tom and Carol in Indianapolis. They needed to sell their parents' house quick and move them into a place that could care for them a little better. And they heard about Mark Dietel on our show. They hired him, and he was exactly as advertised. Multiple offers on the home. Mark Dietel made a challenging time much easier.
Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. That is an amazing promise. Pick your move date. There's no long-term contracts, and you can cancel at any time. Contact Mark Dietel today, 317-755-4232, or go to markdietel.com. That's Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com.
Design it before you buy it. For a limited time, receive 50% off all products, plus special manufacturer rebates and 20 months, no interest, no payment.
Trust me. Hey, it's Guy Relford from The Gun Guy Show. Join me at Atkinson Firearms grand reopening this Saturday from noon to 2. Special pricing on all types of firearms and accessories, prizes, and a food truck right on site. I'll be signing copies of my book. That's Atkinson Firearms, 1240 Airport Parkway in Greenwood.
All right, Matt Bear, what's going on?
Eastbound 72 downtown, stop to stop and go traffic. Sam Jones to Meridian, Illinois. That's because of the closure on the south side. And westbound 74 to Brownsburg, stop to stop and go traffic from 465 past Andy Trail. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Design it before you buy it with B Window. For a limited time, receive 50% off all products plus special manufacturer's rebates and 20 months, no interest, no payments. Trust your home to B. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us on Twitter for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Right now, we got partly sunny skies, beautiful day, 80 degrees at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center at 93 WIBC.
Okay, went along with our pal,
Hammer and Nigel Show.
Our guy Drew Storen. The whiskey's delicious. Thanks again, Drew. That was unbelievable. Former Major League Baseball pitcher signing his new bottles of bourbon, Field of Dreams Bourbon Whiskey, tomorrow from 3 to 6 at Big Red Liquors there in Brownsburg, next to Brickers. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. Lots of analysis and in-depth coming up of Donald Trump and the indictment, and he's been indicted again, Hammer.
So here we go again. This is the second time. This time it's on the federal level, and we're looking at 37 counts against Donald Trump. The headlines coming out of today is, did he show classified documents to just random people, close acquaintances? You know, if he's showing classified documents to Stormy Daniels, we might have a problem. So we're going to dive into all of that. And Fredo, Chris Cuomo, voice of reason.
Confused here.
He went on News Nation. He brought on Stephen A. Smith. Next thing you know, they're high-fiving each other supporting Donald Trump. So we've got all that audio coming up. Don't go anywhere. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-555-1509. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-555-1509. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-555-1509. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds, too. Call 800-555-1509. 800-555-1509.
Addiction affects almost everyone. In fact, nearly 90% of people that struggle with substance abuse don't get help. Many people don't know where to start or think that treatment is ineffective or too expensive. At Landmark Recovery, we're here to tell you that's not true. We teach a curriculum that is both effective and affordable. You can learn how to live a happier and healthier life, a life that is free from addiction. Don't wait another day to get help. Call 866-LANDMARK or visit landmarkrecovery.com to learn more.
If you're hiring, it can feel like trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. Like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Now try ZipRecruiter free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/FREE.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings fixed my crack. I mean, I'm talking about this big, giant crack I had in my old garage floor. The new coating, Galaxy Concrete, put on my garage floor is out of this world. It's brand new. It took them a day. It's 4 times as strong as epoxy. They don't use epoxy anymore. That's the old standard. What Galaxy uses is polyurea. That's the new premium standard for garage floor coatings. And it's not just for your garage. You can do your basement, your pool, deck, any indoor-outdoor concrete area. Call them right now, 751-9070, or check out the website, galaxyconcretecoatings.com.
So we'll see you for Josh's birthday, right, Dad?
You can count on it.
This phone conversation would never have taken place without the technology of the new CapTel Caption phone. For those individuals who have difficulty hearing over the phone, the CapTel Caption phone simply displays what is being said on a bright, easy-to-read screen.
Josh, Grandpa's coming to your birthday party.
The new CapTel Caption phone from Relay, Indiana. Don't wait another minute. Visit RelayIndiana.com today.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer in Johnson County, Marshall Mechanical Heating and Cooling. Now, when you hear heating and cooling companies advertising a free furnace or air conditioner, do you believe them? You're best to follow your gut on those sketchy claims. If you want an honest quote with honest pricing, call the team at Marshall Mechanical. Just go to callthemarshallnow.com. Marshall Mechanical Heating and Cooling is your American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer in Johnson County.
One great benefit that comes with getting old is that you've seen it all. For nearly 200 years, Old National Bank has been there, an established financial partner, serving the community right in the community. Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Get old.
Coming up in 2 minutes, it's been a while since we've had a rainy day. That could change Sunday, and what Mike Pence thinks about the former president's indictments. All that and more is coming up after Fox News Radio from the Peterman Brothers Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical Studios. Temperatures in the 80s downtown. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 5 o'clock.
The former president says he has nothing to hide. Lisa Brady, Fox News. Donald Trump reacting a short time ago to an unsealed federal indictment charging him with 37 felony counts. He's accused of moving and hiding classified documents, storing hundreds of them at his Florida home, including in a bathroom and shower.
The special counsel who investigated the former president's handling of classified documents at his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida after he left office confirmed the charges.
Today, an indictment was unsealed, charging Donald J. Trump with felony violations of our national security laws, as well as participating in a conspiracy to obstruct justice.
Jack Smith said laws protecting national defense information are critical to the safety and security of the country and must be enforced. The indictment includes charges the former president willfully retained national defense information, made false statements, withheld and concealed documents, and conspired to do so. A personal assistant to the former president has been charged here as well.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. Trump also suggests his actions were allowed under the Presidential Records Act while accusing President Biden of violations. The president's handling of classified documents is under investigation by a different special counsel. The president calls bribery allegations from his time as vice president malarkey, but House Republicans aren't backing down after viewing an FBI document yesterday.
A confidential FBI source alleged a Burisma executive paid the Bidens to gain U.S. oil rights. That money going to Hunter Biden and indirectly to the big guy, who many understand to be the president, using shell companies. A source familiar with this document tells Fox, to be clear, the document does not say Joe Biden received any payments.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich at the White House. Republicans want to pursue any possible money trail. A man's been arrested outside the White House with what appeared to be a firearm. The Secret Service says officers observed and detained him. He's held on weapons possession charges. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
We could use the rain. 80 degrees, sunny on Monument Circle, all clear with the radar too. We expect another sunny day Saturday. Low tonight drops to 56. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 5:02. Parts of the state are dealing with a moderate drought because it's been a while since we've had some rain. Sean Herrick reports on what you can expect Sunday.
There will be rain, but not a lot of it that day.
It's not going to be what we call a drought buster, but certainly could put a little bit of a dent in the deficit that we've been building over the last 3 weeks or so.
Wish TV meteorologist Marcus Bailey says anywhere between a half inch to an inch of rain could fall in most places across Indiana starting Sunday afternoon. He does not expect any severe weather with this, though. Sean Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Donald Trump faces several indictments for his handling of classified documents that were found in his Florida home, much to the concern of his former VP.
I'm deeply troubled to see this indictment move forward.
Talking in an interview with Fox News, the Department of Justice said the former president stored classified information, including U.S. nuclear programs and defense and weapons capabilities. A juvenile was shot on the east side this afternoon on North Tuxedo Street. IMPD says they were sent to the hospital in critical condition. Police are investigating if it was self-inflicted or an accident. Another juvenile accused of shooting a woman with a pellet gun at an Aldi store Thursday is now in police custody. IMPD says a woman had been shot by that pellet gun at the store off East Washington Street. There was another pellet gun shooting nearby. Police haven't confirmed if those two incidents are related. The juvenile was arrested on charges of criminal recklessness and battery. A unique festival is coming back to downtown Indianapolis this month. Sasha Nixon reports.
The Indian Market and Festival will be taking place at the Eiteljorg Museum on June 24th and 25th. Here you can buy goods from more than 140 native artists from the U.S. and Canada.
They will be showing and selling beautiful jewelry, pottery, paintings, sculptures, baskets, and all other types of fine art that they create.
That's Brian Corbin, Public Relations Manager at the museum. The festival will run from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. both days. Learn more at eiteljorg.org. Sasha Nixon, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Traffic and weather's next. Your time is 5:04.
Meet Edwina. She loves summers in Indy, but hates to paint year after year, so she called Rhino Shield.
So over the years, I've had to touch up the house. I just got to the point where I couldn't spend any more money on the outside of the house. And when I saw Rhino Shield, I thought that was the answer to my problem.
And Rhino Shield's not paint. It's better.
I'd had painters here before, and it was usually quite a disaster with them leaving their equipment here and picking up things in the yard. But Rhino Shield was right on it.
Indy, get the 25-year guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield right now for 10% off the regular price.
The gentleman said, if you're interested, give me a call. And I said, honestly, can you come tomorrow?
Here's owner Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Don't paint. Don't vinyl. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
The traffic on the 5s at 5:05. What's going on, Matt Bear?
Harrison, I'm looking at eastbound 465 stop traffic from Keystone Avenue over to Allisonville Road, and everything coming into downtown. Most of the interstate is stop and go. Westbound 70 east side stop and go. Emerson to the north split. Southbound 65 stop and go. 38th Kessler to Meridian Penn, and eastbound 70. The rerouting traffic is stopped from Holt Road on into Meridian, Illinois. Westbound 74 to Brownsburg stop and go traffic from 465 past Fast Andy Trail. Traffic sponsored by Comcast Business. Is it possible to protect your small business from big cyber threats? It is with the help of advanced security from Comcast Business. Restrictions apply. Requires Comcast Business Internet, leased router, and security edge. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us on Twitter for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
A little bit of a hazy, smoky sunshine this evening. Temperatures comfortable in the 70s. Clear tonight, low 55. Sunny and warmer Saturday, high 85. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist David James for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Harrison Silcox on The Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
So the Trump indictment has been unsealed. 38 federal counts from special counsel Jack Smith's investigation into the classified records at Mar-a-Lago, the mishandling of classified records. Federal indictment, unprecedented, never before as a president. This happened to a president, and especially a president who is in the middle of a campaign for running for president again in 2024. Joe Biden, his opponent, sicking the Department of Justice and these special counsel people on Donald Trump, trying to take out his opponent.
Most of these charges break out from a thing called the Espionage Act.
Yeah.
So basically, if convicted, and this is a big if, right? But for argument's sake, if Donald Trump is convicted on all of these charges, he's looking at about 75 to 100 years in jail.
Okay.
Donald Trump put out a video last night when all of this news broke. Check it out.
Our country is going to hell, and they come after Donald Trump, weaponizing the Justice Department, weaponizing the FBI. We can't let this continue to go on because it's ripping our country to shreds. We have such big problems, and this shouldn't be one of them. It's a hoax. The whole thing is a hoax, just like Russia, just like the fake dossier was a hoax. You saw the Durham report. You saw the Mueller report. It was all a big hoax. You had 2 impeachments, and they lost and we won, and we had tremendous support. But that was a hoax and a scam, and now they're doing it again. It's just a continuation, 7 years, even after I'm out. But it's called election interference. They're trying to destroy a reputation so they can win an election. I'm innocent, and we will prove that very, very soundly and hopefully very quickly. Thank you very much.
You know, I don't know about all these criminal charges. Some of them might stick, especially if the part about him showing classified documents to people. If that's true, that might be a problem, but I do believe it's election interference. I mean, they did it in 2016 with the Steele dossier. They did it in 2020 by squashing, working with big tech in the DNC and the DOJ and, saying that Hunter Biden's laptop was Russian disinformation, which was completely not. 2022, they raided Mar-a-Lago for these indictments and now, or for the documents, and now we have what's going on again, which is the weaponization of the Department of Justice and Joe Biden actively working to take out his political opponent and even put him in jail.
It isn't as if this is like somebody that's polling at 1% or 5%. Right. This is a former president who is leading the Republican Party in a blowout right now to most likely set up a rematch for the 2024 presidency. And last night, attorney, legal expert Mike Davis went on with Jesse Waters on Fox News and talked about the crazy way this election could turn out.
This is clearly election interference by Joe Biden. This is clearly election interference. Isn't it funny that the day that Joe Biden gets caught taking $10 million from Burisma, Biden's Attorney General Merrick Garland greenlights this indictment of his leading presidential rival. I mean, the timing is just coincidental, right? Here's what happens. Trump could try to move to dismiss the indictment, the sufficiency of the indictment early on because there's is not a legal basis for the indictment. The Presidential Records Act, not the Espionage Act, applies. I doubt a uniparty judge is going to go along with that. And so this will probably have to get resolved by the Supreme Court. It should be 9-0 by the Supreme Court if they actually follow the law. But at the end of the day, Trump may get elected in 2024 as a convicted felon who the Supreme Court has to reverse his conviction because it's a bogus.
Oh, my
fiction.
God.
Yeah, the other thing, everybody, I mean, it's so transparent as to what's going on here. I just listed off why it's election interference and why this has happened before with the FBI and the DOJ. And especially when you look at the scale and the scope of the things that Hillary Clinton was accused of doing with the emails. She was accused of doing the exact same thing as Donald Trump on just a much grander scale. And she got away with it. And she's bragging about it on Twitter. You can buy a hat that says, "What about the emails?" She put a link up to that where you could buy that hat.
They're rubbing it right in your face that they get away with things and you can't.
She obstructed justice. She destroyed emails. She destroyed servers. She was passing classified documents on private servers and private emails. The exact same thing. And yet Comey let her off the hook.
Even some never-Trumpers, if they're being honest with themselves, they're going to realize that this whole thing stinks, that Joe Biden is skating on multiple things. He had classified documents.
Yes.
He did a little pay-for-play that he's being investigated on right now. Nothing is happening with him. But the same day that the Oversight Committee says, yeah, we're cooperating with the feds on this Joe Biden bribery situation, you're going to indict Donald Trump. Even some never-Trumpers, if they're being honest with themselves, realize this stinks. Like Fredo. Chris Cuomo, who now works at News Nation, used to be the CNN host. He was on the air last night. He was interviewing Matt Taibbi, and neither one of those guys are big Trump fans, but they kind of had a come-to-Jesus moment about what's happening.
These concerns, everybody loves conspiracies these days. I'm not so sure that these investigations aren't done in a way that winds up intentionally or unintentionally helping the former president, to be honest, because every time there's a swing, it seems to expose the fact that they go after him with what seems to be at or below a level of anything that would be impressive to people reviewing the documents. What's your take on this?
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I'm obviously not a fan of Donald Trump. I wrote a book about the guy called Insane Clown President. But my feeling is if you're going to take the very extreme step of indicting somebody who's the likely nominee of the opposition party, the charge has to meet two tests. It has to be extremely serious and it has to be an airtight case. And I think both of these cases fail on both of those points.
I think that to the majority, the optics are terrible if you're swinging at somebody during an election and you don't have what we deem the goods.
Dare I say words of wisdom from Fredo?
Right. Now, again, and you mentioned this earlier, we don't know a lot about exactly what they're looking into, right? Things were unsealed today, but if you're telling me that Donald Trump was showing classified information to Stormy Daniels and she was smacking his bare ass with it, yeah, we got a ball game here. But there better be something there. And Fredo, you mentioned words of wisdom, he continued that when he brought on Stephen A. Smith.
Do you have the goods? When you say he had classified documents, are they documents where when I hear what they are and what they were about, I'm going to be like, holy cow, what was he thinking keeping that for? Why would he do that? And if it isn't, then what do you think the rebound effect is here?
I think it's a detrimental effect against the Democrats because, first of all, they're going to be blamed. And they're going to be blamed, and then the narrative is going to shift, at least with tens of millions of people. What it comes down to is you're going to have people sitting up there on his side and saying they can't beat him legitimately, and it's going to add it's going to add momentum to his argument that they're exhausting themselves with doing everything they can to prevent him from being the Republican nominee because they can't beat him. Yeah. That's what they're going to say.
Again, this isn't Tucker Carlson saying this. These are ardent anti-Trump people, Cuomo and Stephen A. Smith. I do think it's interesting. Stephen A. Smith from ESPN is going on Cuomo's show.
Stephen A's trying to enhance his brand.
Yeah.
He wants to be known as more than just a sports guy. He wants to enhance his brand a little bit. But you're right. Neither one of those guys probably own a red MAGA hat. But if they're being honest with themselves, they realize if this doesn't pan out, there's going to be a lot of heat coming back to the Democrats here. In case you missed it earlier today, two of Donald Trump's attorneys, quote, resigned.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if they did this on their own will or if they were voluntold to resign, but Jim Trusty, he's kind of been the face of this thing. He is one of the attorneys that's leaving. Donald Trump will be represented by Todd Blanche and a firm to be named later that will be working on this Miami situation. Now, before he resigned, Trusty, he did go off with a bang. He went on ABC and depanced George Stephanopoulos. Now, Stephanopoulos is one of the great butt sniffers of all time. Democrat op, has worked on Democratic campaigns.
Clinton's, yeah, sure.
He threw a little hissy fit and then tried to play dumb with Trusty when Trusty brought up the fact that, yeah, Biden's got a little bribery scandal going on here.
Doesn't the president, don't you believe in the principle that no person is above the law? If the president committed the same crime that someone else did, shouldn't he be charged?
No person is below the law. That's really the issue here. I mean, you've got these investigations in Delaware that are 1,000 times more serious by a sitting president who has authorized his DOJ to try to sink the candidacy of his prime opposition while that guy has unsecured documents that he stole out of a skiff dozens of years ago. So, look, we're not talking about some sort of favoritism.
What are you talking about? That is a ridiculous statement.
There's this issue.
What?
Nice try. There's an issue that anyone that reads any newspapers would agree is a parallel track, which is the Delaware document scandal of Joe Biden, where there's a special counsel, Rob Hur, that's investigating it.
We were talking about it yesterday.
How does Snuffleupagus there act like he doesn't know? Now, here's the end of that conversation.
Yeah.
And again, listen to one of the great butt sniffers of all time, George Stephanopoulos, in the conversation.
That there were documents that were sensitive, that were marked classified, found in a garage near a Corvette that made their way through Chinatown, through the Penn Biden Center. There's 1,850 boxes that have never been fully looked at University of Delaware. You have the ultimate unclean hands of a current sitting president who had no declassification, had none of the protections of President Trump, and who literally had to have stolen stuff from a skiff. Even Dick Durbin has commented about how this was an outrageous possession of classified material by Vice President at that point, Joe Biden. So that's what we're talking about. You can scoff and act like there's nothing to it, but the whole country knows the basic notion of unequal treatment and fairness, and that's what's at issue with this prosecution.
I think that is certainly what is at issue. We will see how it plays out because I don't think you have the evidence to back up any of the charges you just made.
Sounds like his feelings are hurt. Is he going to cry?
I just got depanced on my own show.
Ridiculous. Speaking of a man that enjoys a good depantsing,
Yes.
Matt Boyle standing by in the WIBC Traffic Center.
Every day. Westbound 74 to Brownsburg, stop and go traffic right now from 465 past Dandy Trail. And then northbound 465 northwest side, stop and go 86th Street up to 865. Inbound 65 down, and it's slow going right now from 38th Kessler all the way down to Meridian Penn. Inbound 70 from the east side, stop and go after Emerson, then eastbound 70. Closure, reroute traffic here as we're stopped to stop and go after Sam Jones to Meridian, Illinois. Traffic sponsored by Summit Racing. Get geared up for camping adventures with Summit Racing. Shop millions of parts, including outdoor essentials, so you can camp confidently and comfortably. SummitRacing.com, everything you need for anything you drive. I'm Matt Boyle. Follow us on Twitter for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
80 degrees at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center at 93 WIBC.
Have you saved enough? Do you have a plan for Social Security and taxes in retirement? Hey, Casey Weed of Howard Bailey Financial, where our mission is to help you gain clarity and purpose and elevate meaning in your life through personal and practical financial strategies. That's why we want to give you our Retire with Purpose Toolkit at no cost. In it, you'll find valuable information on minimizing taxes, maximizing Social Security, and building a retirement income you can't outlive. Plus, you'll receive a copy of my book, Job Optional. To get your complimentary toolkit, call or text the keyword INFO 42 to 866-482-9559. That's INFO 42 to 866-482-9559.
Howard Bailey Financial is the official wealth management partner of Notre Dame Athletics. Notre Dame Athletics was compensated for this endorsement and is not a current client of Howard Bailey. For more information, please visit howardbailey.com/ND disclosure. Investment advisory services may be offered through Howard Bailey Securities LLC, a registered investment advisor. Working with Howard Bailey Securities LLC cannot guarantee investment success or that specific financial goals will be achieved.
We love spring showers, but not from leaky faucets, burst pipes, or flooded basements. If you're dealing with plumbing issues, call Justin Dorsey Plumbing. We're ready to spring into action. Call 317-648-2140 for 24/7 service and no after-hours fees. That's 317-648-2140. Don't cry about your plumbing problems. Call today, fix today is the Justin Dorsey Plumbing way.
Right now at Diamonds Direct, whether you buy a $3,000 diamond pendant or a $30,000 designer ring, you can spread your payments up to 5 years. Or if you prefer, you can get on-the-spot savings as much as $5,000. And everything's included. Exquisite diamond rings, earrings, bands, bracelets. It's our best offer of all time. You can pick a low monthly payment for up to 5 years or get instant savings up to $5,000. Don't miss this amazing offer. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion. Get details and more at diamondsdirect.com on approved credit.
I had changed the locks, didn't even know where she was living. And then one night she calls to say she's getting treatment. Can I drive? I almost hung up. But then I thought, that's my kid. I chose to put away the hurt and the fear and just see my girl.
Addiction is a disease. Standing by a loved one as they fight it will test your faith, patience, and sanity. But it's possible when you see the person, not just their disease. Learn more at cbeyondtheaddiction.org.
The Dell Technologies Summer Sale event starts now with limited quantity deals on select performance PCs with Windows 11 Pro. Save on select Vostro laptops with built-in security features and select Latitude laptops with enhanced privacy, collaboration, and connectivity. Save on essential accessories, plus free shipping and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. Offered to business customers by WebBank, who determines qualifications for and terms of credit.
One great benefit that comes with getting old is that you've seen it all. For nearly 200 years, Old National Bank has been there, an established financial partner, serving the community right in the community. Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. Get old.
The summer startup sales here at Sundown Gardens. 20% off container trees and shrubs, 186th Street and Spring Mill Road in Westfield, sundown.gardens.com.
Let us send you your home's value today. Go to HoosierHomeValues2023.com. From Crossroads Collective, title sponsor of the first day, Sundays 11 to 1.
Are you really okay with this? Are you okay?
Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show.
Oh, yeah!
Hammer, Ohio State Patrol pulling over a group of motorcycles for reckless driving, speeding hundreds of miles an hour, weaving in and out of traffic, putting other lives in danger. One of the cops goes off on all of them. Here is the audio. Check it out.
Bullshit! I'll write a reckless stop citation to every goddamn one of you. Every single one of you. Get your boy on the horn and get him back here. I'll write every single one of you. Every single one of you were called in for passing on the berm, passing in the middle. Every single one.
It's my buddy. He's coming.
You know how many times you guys were called in by motorists? 12!
Jeez.
Almost causing fatal crashes on my goddamn interstate. 12 times! And then your boy wants to run. You want to tell me you don't know who he is? Every one of you is getting a reckless stop citation right now.
Man, I guess, I'm laughing, but I guess it's not a funny situation. It sounds like those guys put a lot of lives in danger with their driving the motorcycles. Are you okay with the way the patrolman was acting towards these guys?
I am okay with this. That officer did nothing wrong.
Absolutely
And congratulations, because I think a lot of people would like to say that to some of these motorcycle groups that drive through, feel like they own the place. They feel like they're trying to impress people. Like somebody sitting in their car. Wow, look at that group of badasses that's speeding and weaving and cutting people off, almost causing accidents.
That guy just did a wheelie.
I hope he gets me pregnant. No, nobody says that. And there's a great South Park episode, and I can't even begin to describe what people say about these dudes when they roll by. Just watch the South Park episode. But this officer, he did nothing wrong. I am okay with that.
Let me just play just a quick. Can I play it again? I'm not going to play the whole thing. I just like the way he's. I like the way he starts it. It's Bob Knight level, right? You know, the Bob Knight in the locker room.
It's like
level.
Greg Graham was not recovering.
I'll write a reckless stop citation to every goddamn one of you. Every single one of you. Get your boy on the horn and get him back here. I'll write every single one of you. Every single one of you were called in for passing on the berm, passing in the middle. Every single one.
It's my buddy. He's coming.
You know how many times you guys were called in by motorists? 12!
Jeez.
Almost causing fatal crashes on my goddamn interstate.
I'm sick and tired of losing to Purdue. I mean, it's the same vibe right there. And to the motorcycle dudes that do things the right way, hats off. Because they do tons of awesome charity work. But to these morons, I'm all right with that.
Okay, a liberal woman is complaining on social media that the only masculine men left to date are all conservatives?
Do you want to know one of the saddest realizations I recently had? Was that as a liberal woman, it is really hard to find a man who is willing to play the more traditional masculine role in the relationship in today's day and age, who is not a conservative. A man who wants to pay on the first date, who wants to open your door, who has that want and desire to take care of you and to provide, who is not a conservative. And most of the men that I've dated who do have that more natural provider masculinity about them are normally conservative. So I don't really know what to do because I don't want to compromise my morals and values just to find a man. But am I asking to have my cake and eat it too?
Are you okay with this?
No, I'm not. And I hope she dies alone with her cats, because this is the culture that your group created.
Yeah.
You want a man to act like a man and not somebody that dresses up like a little girl on cosplay or tries to justify pedophilia or any of these other ridiculous things you think men are today. No. You don't get to complain about it now, sister. Have fun with your cats.
Today is... Well, it's a big holiday today here in America. It's called National Sex Day.
Oh.
Happy National Sex Day, everybody.
The
origins of the holiday are unknown, but it's celebrated on June 9th because of a really immature reason. Numerically, the date is 6/9.
Ah, I get it.
Are you okay with National Sex Day?
Well, sure. Of course I'm okay with it. And I think the only appropriate way to celebrate is by having great moments in Bill Clinton history.
Oh, this is one fine day to be nude. Yeah, this is one fine day to be nude.
The official Clinton music.
The birds are saying, Clinton, have a wonderful spring. And people walking by can stop and look at my thing.
The reason we're celebrating National Sex Day with Bill Clinton is because I don't think there's ever been a president, even Kennedy, that's gotten as much tail in the Oval Office as Bill Clinton has.
I don't know about that.
I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Indeed, I did have a relationship with Ms. Lewinsky that was not appropriate. In fact, it was wrong. It constituted a critical lapse in judgment and a personal failure on my part for which I am solely and completely responsible.
I think Kennedy had better quality with Marilyn Monroe.
No question.
But I think Clinton had better quantity, more numbers. He's running in and out, chicks that are waitresses at Chili's and stuff. And, of course, you couldn't celebrate National Sex Day with Bill Clinton without this fun little memory from Family Guy.
In other news, Bill Clinton was in town today to judge Quahog's annual Miss Cankle USA contest.
Now that's a cankle. Where does the calf fat end and the ankle fat begin? Who knows? That's the fun.
Happy National Sex Day, everyone. All right, let's break down and take a look at the news.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
What was in the indictment? 81 degrees and sunny at Monument Circle. Nothing on your radar either. Your low drops to 56. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 5:30. Former President Trump's indictments over classified material has been unsealed. Fox's Lucas Tomlinson has the details from Washington.
Former President Trump was personally involved in moving boxes of classified documents, according to the indictment that was unsealed, listing those 37 charges against him. Charges in the 49-page indictment against the former president include willful retention of national defense information. This is counts 1 through 31. Conspiracy to obstruct justice, withholding a document or record, corruptly concealing a document or record, and making false statements and representations. The indictment says various documents concerned White House intelligence briefings and maps, including a, quote, plan of attack against an unnamed country that Trump said was prepared for him by the Defense Department.
Special counsel Jack Smith says the former president will be treated fairly and in accordance with the law. Trump calls the indictment election interference. He says he's innocent. During a speech in New Hampshire Friday, Trump's Vice President Mike Pence had a demand for Attorney General Merrick Garland.
Attorney General Merrick Garland, you need to stop hiding behind the special counsel. You need to stand up and explain to us why this was necessary before the sun sets today.
Pence also told Fox News he was deeply concerned by the indictment against Trump in an interview this morning. 2 IMPD officers were hurt in a crash on the northeast side of Indianapolis Thursday night. John Hayrick reports.
Police say they were chasing a rape suspect, and one of the officers saw a civilian in the road and swerved to try and avoid hitting that civilian and ended up in the path of another IMPD cruiser, which caused the crash. One officer ended up with a broken leg. The other had cuts on his body. The other officers that were chasing the suspect eventually caught up to him and arrested him near 82nd Street. Both of the officers who were injured have been treated at a hospital, and they're expected to be okay. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The air quality is poor in some portions of Indiana because of the wildfires in Canada, but it is supposed to improve as the day winds down.
The addition of the winds shifting to the west and southwest for the weekend, the rain then moving in, that should be widespread across our state. That should hope to clear the air out, at least for the next couple of days.
Wish TV meteorologist Marcus Bailey says the rain's much needed since some places in the state are dealing with a drought. He thinks that's supposed to move in Sunday. With traffic at 5:32, here's Matt Bear.
All right, Harrison, looking at southbound 65 jammed at the White River down to Meridian Penn. Same with about 70 on the east side after Emerson to the north split. Eastbound 70 on the west side. They're in jail from Sam Jones right now to Meridian, Illinois. We do have traffic because of it on Sam Jones going eastbound, all because of closure on the south side. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Design it before you buy it with B Window. For a limited time, receive 50% off all products plus special manufacturer's rebates and 20 months no interest and no payments. Trust your home to be. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us on Twitter for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
A little bit of a hazy, smoky sunshine this evening. Temperature is comfortable in the 70s. Clear tonight, low 55. Sunny and warmer Saturday, high 85. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist David James for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Harrison Silcox on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. We'll go to the drivehubler.com hotline. Nobody better to break down and analyze exactly what is going on with this federal indictment against Donald Trump than Breitbart Washington Bureau Chief Matt Boyle. Back on the program. Matt, how are you?
Doing well. How are you?
Excellent. I think the last time you were on with us, we were talking about the indictment from Trump in Manhattan with the campaign finance stuff. This is a whole different thing. This is on the federal level, and I believe, I have to go back and listen, but you predicted this was coming down the pike a few weeks ago. What's your just overall assessment of what is happening, and where does Donald Trump go from here in terms of this new indictment having to do with the classified documents in Mar-a-Lago?
Yeah, well, the next one up is going to be Georgia, right?
Yeah,
like, they're going to do it to him there, too, right? Like, it didn't work out so well for them last time, did it, right? Like, when they did it, he went up 20 points in the polls, and he hasn't come back down. When this one comes through, I mean, look, here's the deal. This is a really sad day for America, because what's happened here is that the current party in power, Joe Biden and his cronies at the Department of Justice, have used the power of government to politically persecute and prosecute their leading political opponent. Donald Trump is, by all standards, the leading candidate for president of the United States right now, arguably in either party, depending on what polls you're looking at, but definitely for the Republican nomination. There's not a single state that he's trailing in. He's leading in every single state and every single poll by double digits in most places. I think there's only like a handful of places where he's single-digit lead, but he's leading everywhere. Everybody knows that Donald Trump is the favorite to be the Republican nominee, and what we've got here is Joe Biden has used the Department of Justice to target his political opponent and to try to take him out. And I think that it's a really dark moment in this country's history, and that if Donald Trump is not only the Republican nominee, but also the 47th president of the United States, elected in November 2024, then they will have succeeded in using the power of the government in a weaponized way to take out their political opposition. And they will run this playbook over and over and over again until the American people say enough and stop them. My old boss, Tucker Carlson, did a big video, his second thing, where he talks about taboos. This should be taboo. This should be taboo. This should be taboo. You should not be able to use the government to go after your political opponents. And anybody that says, oh, this is just an independent special counsel at the Department of Justice, that's nonsense. Merrick Garland could have shut this down and stopped this from happening. Joe Biden could have ordered Merrick Garland to shut this down and stop this from happening. So Joe Biden personally did this, and it's also not lost on me, and I think on the vast majority of Republicans. If you look at all the statements that we've seen in just the last 12 hours from Republicans on Capitol Hill, that this happened in the immediate aftermath moments. Right. The biggest piece of evidence has come out that demonstrates that Joe Biden is corrupt over the Ukraine situation in these FBI documents. And I think that the House Republicans need to respond in force. Governors across the country need to respond in force. I saw my friend Charlie Kirk was out there calling for every other Republican running for president. I think it's healthy that there's a large field of people running for president, but he was calling for all these people to suspend their campaigns and go support Trump in Miami next week. I think that would be a smart thing for them to do. I'm not saying that they need to drop out of the race or anything right now, but what they should do is they should make it clear that this is unacceptable. Again, Trump has to win. It's Trump or bust, baby. If they succeed in this, then they're going to run this playbook against every single Republican.
Matt, what do Democrats think? Okay, so we'll back up just a second. The federal indictment is all having to do with declassified documents at Mar-a-Lago, and Trump said they're declassified, and so they're using the Espionage Act to go after him. Like, what do Democrats, what do these prosecutors, what does the DOJ think Donald Trump was doing with these documents? Was he
that were locked up, mind you?
Yeah. What exactly does all that mean? Like, what do they think he was going to do?
I don't know. But the general theme, I mean, using the Espionage Act, I mean, generally speaking, I'm not a lawyer, but from what I understand, you have to, be arguing that somebody is, hurting the country. So say what you will about Donald Trump. Even people who hate him cannot legitimately argue that Donald Trump would do anything to hurt this country. He loves this country, right? So the core case of their argument is nonsense. And I think they've already selectively leaked arguably what appears to be the best piece of evidence, which is this audio recording to CNN this morning, which is a sign that the special counsel and their team are very worried about the strength of their case. And one would think that, again, getting back to that thing I was saying at the beginning of this whole thing, why are we at this point? Because Joe Biden and Merrick Garland didn't have the courage to stop this from moving forward, and didn't have the courage to stop a political prosecution. So then they're just going to let it play out in the court, and we'll see what happens. But the appointment of the judge, Eileen Cannon, seems to be a very positive development for Trump, and we'll see how that shakes out. And the fact that they're doing it in Florida versus in DC, Yeah, that's a probably good thing for Trump, and so we'll see how it shakes out from here. But I don't think that this is going to work out the way that they think it's going to. And I don't know if you saw this, but they almost gave away the game last night on MSNBC. There was a moment with Lawrence O'Donnell and Rachel Maddow, and they're talking about the whole thing, and they're saying Rachel Maddow suggests that, oh, well, I wonder if they would offer some kind of a deal to Trump that if he stops running for president and never seeks office again, they'll just let it all
saying
go.
The quiet part out loud.
Lawrence O'Donnell's like, whoa, hang on. That's exactly what Trump wants. That's exactly what he's arguing, right? Like, hang on, Rachel, don't say that. Right? But that's the point. That's what's going on here. That's the thing, is that they're trying to stop Trump from seeking office. If Trump wasn't running for president again, wasn't the leading candidate for president in either political party, again, he's been leading Joe Biden by anywhere from 2 to 7 or more points in every single poll that's come out recently. The fact is, I don't think you would have seen this happen. But
right. Matt, let me jump in here real quick, Matt. Matt Boyle's our guest, Washington bureau chief from Breitbart. I think a lot of people agree this is a biased attack against Donald Trump, right? Joe Biden hates Donald Trump. Merrick Garland hates Donald Trump. But just for argument's sake, if some charges or an indictment came against Joe Biden, because Joe Biden basically did the exact same thing here, and oh, by the way, he's also got this little bribery scandal going on. If charges came on Joe Biden as well, would a lot of people back off and say, all right, I don't like the way they're going after Trump, but at least they're going after Joe Biden too?
I don't think they're going to go after Joe Biden, though, right? Like, I mean, look, I see everybody's statements, and like half the Republican statements say no one is above the law. Well, yeah, and these are statements defending Trump and so on and so forth, except asterisk, unless your name is Joe Biden
or Hillary Clinton,
Jeffrey Epstein, right? Like, and so on and so forth, right? Like, it's like, of course they're above the law, right? Like, because they're getting away with it. They've been getting away with it for years and years and years, and all of a sudden these guys just come in and bring the screws down on Trump. Yes, there are people above the law. We know there's a two-tiered system of justice in this country. If you are a Democrat, if you are a well-plugged-in, politically connected Democrat, you are above the law. That's how this works in America until the American people say enough of this and they elect somebody else and they work to make the changes on this. So hopefully we will see the House Republicans, who have a slim majority. Yes, it's a slim majority, so it's very tough to do anything substantive, but hopefully they're going to use that majority that they've got to do something about this, like hold up funding for the FBI or for the Department of Justice, or push for serious substantive change, or even seek an impeachment of President Biden and or people around him, I think you get to see the first family members testifying. Where's Hunter? Where is Hunter? Why is he not brought before the Oversight Committee? I want to see him testifying on national television in prime time by the end of the month, right? Like that needs to happen. Right? Like, so at a certain point, like, look, I get it that the Republicans are dealing with a slim majority, and I understand that, right? Like, and I'm very close with Speaker McCarthy. I talk to him all the time. I talk to the other Republican leaders all the time. I know that they're in a tough spot here, but they got to do something, right? Like, it's like people are losing faith in our country. Fidel Castro would be so proud of Joe Biden right now, right? Like, he'd be cheering him on from Cuba if he was still with us. But the point is that, by the way, it's also worth noting that while this is all going on, the Chinese Communist Party is putting a base in Cuba right now.
Yes.
Right? They're putting a spy base in Cuba right now. So, like, you don't think that this stuff has real-world implications? Of course it does. The United States is spiraling out of control, and we're becoming a third-world banana republic. And Joe Biden and the Democrats, and frankly the establishment Republicans, the losers like Mitt Romney up on Capitol Hill, are steering us in that direction. The American people have a major opportunity in November 2024 to turn this thing around, and in these Republican primaries coming up forward. Again, if Donald Trump is not the Republican nominee and the 47th president of the United States, then they will have succeeded in weaponizing the Department of Justice against people, and they will run this playbook every single time. From here.
Final thing here. Got about 90 seconds left. Matt Boyle from Breitbart. Do you think Donald Trump can beat Joe Biden in a general election? Is that possible?
Absolutely, without question, no doubt about it. Look, a rounding error, 100,000 votes across 4 or 5 states was the difference between Donald Trump and Joe Biden in 2020, which if you're looking at the major, the numbers across the nation of national popular vote, I mean, you're talking about a rounding error between the two of them. I think that Trump is going to win all the states he won in 2020 if he's the nominee, and I think that he will be very competitive in Georgia, Arizona, Wisconsin, Nevada, Pennsylvania, and possibly even Michigan. I think that things are very much closer than people realize right now, and I think that Joe Biden is in a bad way, which is why Joe Biden greenlit this.
Incredible stuff there. Breitbart Washington Bureau Chief Matt Boyle covering it all, the Trump indictment, and much, much more. Matt, have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for the analysis.
Likewise. Thanks, guys.
You ready to drink a beer, Nige?
I think there's a big party going on this weekend.
Italian Fest,
yes,
I believe.
Let's sample some Italian beer for Beer Sample Friday.
And we'll do it next. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Everyone is talking about Galaxy Concrete Coatings and their transformation. Like your neighbor Dennis.
In the process of refinishing my garage and, trying to turn it into a man cave. So I started searching, online, and I ran across Galaxy.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings is not epoxy. It's better.
First thing I wanted to do initially is I wanted to repair where the concrete had eroded. They said they could do that. I said, well, heck, let me go ahead and get the entire floor covered.
Commercial or residential, 4 times stronger than epoxy, and it comes with a 15-year warranty.
They were so courteous and respectful of the home and the property. And when they're done, they cleaned up, picked up, swept up. It was like they were never there.
Click on GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com now. That's Galaxy Concrete Coatings. And remember to like us on Facebook. Galaxy Concrete Coatings. We're out of this world.
I would recommend Galaxy over any other competitor, hands down. You're going to be taken care of and you're going to be satisfied. These guys know what they're doing.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive tablets contain alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, plus B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com. And try Nervive Pain Relieving Cream to block nerve pain signals at the source. Use as directed.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Now through Monday, it's our Dare to Compare sale. We guarantee none of our competitors will beat us on any price on items that are apples to apples. That's Berlin Gardens, Lazy Boy, Pollywood, Tempur-Pedic, Smith Brothers of Bern, anything in our store. If you do, we'll beat the price and still deliver it for free. Now through Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
It's summertime and the eating is easy at O'Charlie's. Real easy, in fact, because right now, for just $11.99, you can enjoy any of O'Charlie's Southern Comfort combos, like honey drizzled Southern fried chicken served with 2 sides, and get this, a fountain drink or tea for just $11.99. Or O'Charlie's country style tenders with 2 sides and a drink for just $11.99. There are even more combos to choose from as soon as you walk through the door at O'Charlie's. This just might be the hottest deal around this summer because the food is great, a drink comes with it, and with that price, it's just as tasty as the food. $11.99 combos at O'Charlie's. Oh, that's good.
Hubler has it. Savings. Hubler has it. Choices.
Hubler really does have it all. All of our pre-owned vehicles are Hubler Q certified, which include a 128-point vehicle inspection, a free Carfax vehicle history report, and 2 warranties. A 2-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and a 30-day, 1,000-mile comprehensive warranty. Visit any of our 13 locations today, or click drivehubler.com.
Hubler has it all.
Tony Katz here for Premier Arms in Brownsburg. Not only Central Indiana's premier arms dealer, but they are also the home of PA Jewelers, the jewelry store inside Premier Arms. They do a tremendous amount of estate buying. So they'll buy your used firearms and then they buy your used jewelry. You know, the stuff from grandma that nobody wears anymore. They're buying it and they have one-of-a-kind pieces that you are going to love. Rings, bracelets, necklaces, watches, the works. Check them out in Brownsburg, 317-858-3030 or online at premierarms.com.
Need appliances? Forget the big box. Grand Appliance has unbeatable prices, fast delivery, and professional installation. Learn more at grandappliance.com. Grand Appliance, experts since 1930.
The Home and Garden Show hits the road again this week, and we're headed to Sullivan Hardware at 49th and Pennsylvania for the Meridian Kessler Home Tour. They'll be talking to the fine people from the Meridian Kessler Neighborhood Association. Join us at Sullivan Hardware, 49th and Penn.
All right, Matt Bear, what's going on?
Southbound 65 stop and go traffic. 38th Kessler down to the north split. Westbound 72 downtown stop and go. From rural to the north split. Eastbound 70, the traffic rerouting around the south side closure. Well, eastbound 70 is stopped at Sam Jones over to Tibbs, and then we are stop and go. Continuing into downtown to Meridian, Illinois. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Design it before you buy it with B Window. For limited time, receive 50% off all products plus special manufacturer's rebates. 20 months, no interest, no payments. Trust your home to be. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us on Twitter for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
80 degrees at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center at 93 WIBC.
Right now,
Hammer and Nigel present
beer sample.
Fry.
I got some beers. Let's drink them, huh?
Beer's on sale, people. Come down, get you some.
Oh, yeah. Brought to you by our good friends Spencer and the gang at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Proud sponsors of Beer Sample Friday. Want to thank the Italian Street Fest, all those folks going on today and tomorrow. Street Fest. Little taste of Italy, downtown 520 Stevens Street.
Can I just rattle off some of the food they have here?
You're going to make me hungry if you do that.
This is what's happening at the Italian Street Fest. Fried ravioli, meatball and sausage sandwiches, pizza, cannolis, spaghetti, fettuccine Alfredo.
Tiramisu, one of my favorite desserts ever. And they also dropped off some Italian beer for us. I have not had Peroni. And I can't. I mean, it's one of my favorite beers. I never drink it. Let me get the
crack that bad boy open. It's not a twist off. You actually got to open it up here.
There you go. There's it.
Thank you, Dr. Pepper. All right, let me crack this open.
Italian Street Fest. Thanks for dropping off the beer. Live music, dancing, tons of food, Italian wine, 6 blocks south of downtown, and there's free parking in the Eli Lilly lots on East and New Jersey.
Look for Italian Street Festival on Facebook or at Indie Italian Fest on Twitter and Instagram.
And you've been before. I've been a ton of times. It's great for the whole family.
Oh, this is good.
Again, the food, dude. You had me at fettuccine Alfredo.
That's why I go to like festivals and the fairs just to eat. And this Italian Street Fest, and again, it's on the New Jersey Street by the Eli Lilly lot. So if you know where that's at, that's where this is taking place.
6 blocks south of downtown.
6 blocks south of downtown. Free parking right there. Man, this is good. Real good.
Peroni, boy. Cheers.
Cheers to the weekend.
Happy Beer Sample Friday, everybody. An entire hour of the Hammer and Nigel show coming up next.
Rob, I'm going to throw a number out at you.
Let's do it.
12.4%.
Ooh, sounds juicy. What is it?
Okay, well, between you and your employer, you've contributed as much as 12.4% of every paycheck to Social Security.
That sounds like a lot.
Yeah, well, if you add it up over 40 years, it could make your IRA and 401k contributions look like chump change. And that's why you want to be 100% certain you don't leave one thin dime on the table.
Hey, it's Kendall and Casey. Learn how you could wring every nickel out of your benefits with a free Social Security analysis from Bill Demery, your retirement guy. If you've saved more than $200,000 and have not filed for Social Security, schedule your free analysis by calling 317-932-9912.
This free analysis pinpoints exactly how to get the most out of your benefits. Call Bill Demery today. That number, 317-932-9912. 317-932-9912.
Right now at Diamonds Direct, whether you buy a $3,000 diamond pendant or a $30,000 designer ring, you can spread your payments up to 5 years. Or if you prefer, you can get on-the-spot savings as much as $5,000. And everything's included. Exquisite diamond rings, earrings, bands, bracelets. It's our best offer of all time. You can pick a low monthly payment for up to 5 years or get instant savings up to $5,000. Don't miss this amazing offer. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. Get details and more at diamondsdirect.com on approved credit.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Want the lowest tire price, period? Then save $70 after rebate on a set of 4 Michelin tires. Plus, get more out of them with up to $854 in free tire maintenance, so you won't need new tires 1 mile too soon. Get $70